Welcome to Lovington Wildcat Football here on Z94 KZOR. This is your Stone Oilfield Services pregame show. High above Wildcat Stadium, I'm TJ Miracle patrolling the blue turf of Brian Urlacher Field. Don Morgan with us tonight. Evie Stuber, Max Carranza in studio engineering and producing. So two teams that are both looking to rebound from last week, both Artesia and the Lovington Wildcats going in the loss column last week, although in slightly different circumstances. The Cats come in at 0-5 on the season. For Artesia, they are an uncharacteristic 3-2, but it is worth noting that both of their losses came against 6A teams. They had a shootout, basically a track meet, a basketball game with Hobbs, and then losing last week in Cleveland. So as we get ready and move on forward, we will bring in Dawn Morgan, as I'm being dinged from somewhere. So, Dawn, as we move through the through the Stone Oilfield Services pregame show, some early thoughts as we head into this one.
Well, I just think that Lovington's going to have to work on trying to get scores going early. They feed off of that, and that's going to help. Now Artesia is receiving the ball. Well, they'll have the possession first in the game, and so it's going to be on Lovington's defense to try to stop them, keep them from scoring. And if they can do that, if they can, put up a good defensive stand to begin and to set a good tone, and then when the offense gets the ball, to try to strike quickly, then I think that's going to really start things off well for Lovington if they can do that. And after that, they need to play consistently. That's really just been the problem, is just putting together, consistent drives and being able to do that. They're going to want to try to own the football as much as they can tonight, keep the football out of Artesia's hands. I mean, it's very much like the game plan that they had last week, and they were kind of hit and miss on that. They did some really good things in that game. They had some good stats. They had some standout plays, some big plays. They had a lot of things that worked. But to beat a team like Artesia, they're just going to have to bring it and bring that intensity, every time, completely throughout, from beginning to end of the game, and not just have one really good quarter and then kind of a down quarter, or one really good half and not such a good half. If they dig themselves into a hole that's too deep to come back from, no matter how good they are at that comeback, at that Wildcat comeback that they have in them, it can be too little too late. So they're going to want to just do as many positive things as they can and play their best from beginning to end. And that's all the coaches, Coach G and the coaches have been asking of them every week, is to just improve. Let's get better. Let's be more physical. Let's be as physical as we can as a team, and make that work. So these guys are going to have to work on really good blocking, tackling, finishing, and then get that offense going, man. They've got to really make the running game work better, and everybody's got to be firing on all pistons. Got to get the ball out of the hands of Aranda and into the receivers as quickly, and work on consistently making those short plays and get yardage to keep first downs going and keep possession of the football, but also look for the big plays that really break things out and are exciting, and get them fired up and keep them fired up as a team as well.
Well, you're absolutely right. And taking a look at, I wrote down some keys that, I was thinking, and I think you touched on most of them. Of course, Lovington, Artesia won the toss, so Lovington will be on defense first. So we'll start with the defensive keys. They have to find a way to pressure the quarterback. Artesia's quarterback is going to throw it probably 2/3 of the time, as Nia Estrada is the quarterback. And, they've got, some receivers. They've had, I think, 14 different receivers catching passes this year, but Peyton Greathouse is really the one who's done most of the damage. He's got 80 catches through 5 games, so he's going to be targeted a lot. So they've got to pressure the quarterback, but they have to do it with only 3 or 4 rushers. They're going to need to probably double team Greathouse and put somebody over the top that might be able to jump routes, break up plays that are going long. and just try and keep the big play from happening. That's my third key of the game for the Wildcat defense is no big plays. There have been way too many big plays. And some of that is really just a part of the learning process. This is a pretty young team for the Wildcats, but you look at the stat sheet, 25 yards, 38 yards. You move forward 25 yards, 24 yards, 64 yards, 65 yards, 23 yards, 70 yards, 83 yards. It's just been way too many big plays that the defense has given up. Turning the ball, you mentioned this too, Dawn. My keys for them, control the clock. Artesia is going to want to score early and often. Don't give them a chance. Keep their offense off the field as much as you can. So control the clock. Now, to do that, you have to establish the run. Now, Lovington is very fortunate. They've got Ondalis Cardenas and Cameron Ochoa, both of them perfectly capable of getting that 3-4 yards in a cloud of dust that you need. And when you establish the run, it's also going to open up, as you mentioned, on the passing game. I think wide receiver screens and little bubble screens to the back, sneaking out of the backfield, I think that is going to be important. They're high percentage passes, and you get it in the hands of your skill players and let them get 3, 4, 5 yards. You don't have to have it all in chunks. You've just got to have forward and positive yardage every time. My final key for the offense tonight, they have to protect Ashton Aranda. 7 sacks last week, and even when he wasn't getting sacked, he spent a lot of time getting blasted just as he let go of the ball. So protect Aranda and protect the ball too. If you don't turn it over, you can protect your quarterback. You've got a running game and you're controlling the clock. They should have a chance against a high-powered Artesia team.
Yeah, the protection of Aranda is so key, as you mentioned, and they really, really, really have got to work on that. Their line can come through like gangbusters sometimes, and but then at times, they just the other team's defense is able to just get through it like butter and come across and take Ashton down, or at least create such pressure on him that he's not able to get a good pass off. That ends up in an actual interception and not an interception, or just a lack of reception. So it's going to be really important for them to do something that they did well last game, and that was cut down on penalties. They had they definitely.
Yeah, last week they just had. Let me pull the stat sheet. Yeah, they just had 4 penalties last week for 36 yards. One of them was on an extra point attempt, and I hate to write those down, but they do count in the penalties. So really and truly, they had 3 penalties for 35 yards in that game. They had 1 pass interference penalty and 2 holds, and that was it.
Yeah. So it's if they can continue to do that against Artesia, then that's definitely going to be something that they want to do. So yeah, I think that we pretty much outlined it now. If it were talked about, everybody would be doing it, right? Everybody would be just incredible and unbeatable all the time. But the key is execution, and in the face of another team that is in the case of Artesia, always tough, very strong. As you mentioned, their only 2 losses this season to 6A teams, good 6A teams as well. So this is, Lovington knows what they're facing tonight. They know what they need to do, and they've been working on it, all week, and they've been working on against tough opponents all season so far. And this is just yet another test and another chance, a learning opportunity for them.
Well, it is, and this is the last home game here at Brian Urlacher Field until the middle of the district schedule. So next week we're in Santa Fe, then we have a bye week, then we open district on the road in Bernalillo. I still can't believe I'm saying we're opening district in Bernalillo, but the NMAA, me and those guys have to get together and we have to buy them a map, I think. But yeah, you mentioned Artesia. They come in, they're scoring about 42.5 points a game, so high-powered offense. They're only giving up about 33 points. That is a little misleading, as Hobbs putting up all the points on them, nearly 70. That was 117 combined points in that game, and then 61 points last week against Cleveland. So a little bit misleading, 33 points a game. Everybody else they've pretty much shut down, so their defense may be just a little bit inconsistent. In that category for your Lovington Wildcats, we've mentioned sometimes the offense has been stuck in neutral. Just 25.5 points per game for the offense. Still looking for that breakout. Of course, some of those games facing either tough defenses or were really shorthanded with Cardenas and Alec Olguin out for a couple of those games, 3 of those games, as a matter of fact. So having those guys back, and they did contribute in a big way last week in that loss, but getting them back completely up to game speed. 55 points a game, though, is what their opponents are scoring, and you do not want to see that against a tough Artesia team. Of course, last year there in Bulldog country, it was a track meet in that ball game. It seemed like it was defense optional, and I know Lovington would love to get the offense going in that kind of rhythm tonight, as the Bulldogs have come out onto the field wearing their road whites with orange letters and numbers and the orange helmets, as the Lovington Wildcats break through the big blue inflatable cat in the end zone. We're in the home blues with the white letters and numbers, the white hats with the cats in script on the side. So they'll go meet up in the end zone, have a quick meeting, and then come back, line up as we get ready for the national anthem. Again, Artesia did win the toss and elected to receive. So the defense going to be tested early tonight against this Artesia Bulldog squad. We'll go ahead and take a 3-minute timeout, come back with the kickoff. This has been your Stone Oilfield Services pregame show. Wildcat football continues in a moment here on Z94, KZOR, Hobbs, Lovington, and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Welcome to Lovington Wildcat Football on Z94 KZOR, the Z94 KZOR app, the Lovington Sports tab at HobbsAmerica.com, and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. I'm TJ Miracle, high above Wildcat Stadium. Don Morgan patrolling the blue turf of Brian Urlacher Field, Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing. Rivals in the Cats and the Dogs. Doesn't matter what the records are, when these two teams get together, it is more often than not an entertaining game. The Cats come in at 0-5, but are still ranked number 4 in Class 4A. For Artesia, they are 3-2, but are number 3 in Class 5A. So getting ready for the kickoff of this one. Final thoughts before we kick this one off, Dawn.
I hope that the team will have fun. I hope that Lovington is, in this to really enjoy playing together as a team. It's hard to have fun when you're not winning, but I hope that they can keep in mind the goal and the goals of getting better as a team, and every week preparing for district and really enjoy themselves, because it's sports. It's supposed to be fun, and it's good to watch. It's fun to watch, and I'm hoping, like you, for an entertaining game that we can see that they're enjoying playing.
Lucas Contreras back in the lineup tonight to do the kicking as he will boot it away. Artesia with 3 men back deep. And here we go, game number 6 of the 2022 season. It's a high end-over-ender, and that one is going to go through the back of the end zone. Welcome back, Lucas Contreras. 1st and 10, Artesia at the 20. As we kick this one off, it'll be about 84 degrees with a breeze blowing out of the southeast. So the Cats under 5th-year head coach Gonzalez, and the Artesia Bulldogs under head coach Jeremy Maupin. So Nia Estrada will lead his squad out. Jesse LaRoche will be his running back. Artesia going to be in a 4-receiver set almost all the time. And as soon as I say that, they'll probably come out in a 3-receiver set. Nope, it will be a 4-receiver set. Twins left, Twins right. From the 20-yard line, Estrada from the shotgun. On his right shoulder is going to be LaRoche. Fake the handoff, though the screen near side. It will be complete to Greathouse. He breaks one, but gets to the 22-yard line. Nice job from behind by the Wildcats, and on Dallas Cardenas bringing him down after a 6-yard gain, but it is a completion. So again, we talked about Greathouse. He's got now 84 catches on the season. He is the favorite weapon for this Bulldog squad. Twins left, Twins right again. Actually trips to the left this time. Another wide receiver screen as it is complete across the 35-yard line. And the ball pops out, and the Cats say they have it, and they do, as the ball is tossed out there and caught by number 46, Grant Johnson. So Johnson, he's going to get 7 yards on the completion, but then he fumbles it away, and the Cats will have the football. 1st down and 10 from the Artesia 32-yard line. That's a big break right there.
It's a gift, and I think one of the keys that I probably should have said that definitely was on my mind is take advantage of the opportunities that you either make for yourself or that you're given, and this is one of those opportunities.
Twins to the right, one to the left. 2 backs in the backfield with Ashton Aranda. Aranda fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, comes left side, looking for some room across the 30, to the 25, to the 20, down the sideline to the 10-yard line before he is finally pushed out of bounds by the Bulldogs. And getting the push was Josiah Rodriguez, but he's down at the 10-yard line. It's a 23-yard scamper for Ashton Aranda, and move the chains. 1st and goal, Lovington.
And one of the things we didn't really talk about before the game either, in keys to the game, is the effectiveness of that quarterback keeper, that Aranda can really break out like he did just there.
And they spot it at the 11 officially, so 1st and 10 from the 11. Cats offense going to come out and try and strike early after the defense forces the turnover. Twins left, Twins right. Deep back is Ochoa. Aranda barks out the signals from the near hash. High snap, handles it, hands it off. Cameron right up the middle is hit from behind, but he crosses the 10, going to be down about the 6-yard line. It'll be a 6-yard gain for Ochoa, and that'll make it a 2nd down and 4. One of the big boys from up on that Artesia line hitting Dawn. I didn't catch that number.
Yeah, I didn't either, but that was a gutsy run, a really gutsy run, and that's what Lovington has to do. They
have been Diego Wesson.
They've got to put their body on the line. They've got to get physical, stay physical the whole game, and really put their body on the line. Be willing to throw their body around and stop tackles, break tackles, and keep running when you've got 2 or 3 Artesia Bulldogs hanging off of you. These guys have got to be physical tonight. 2nd
down and 5 from the 6. The Cats knocking on the door in the Artesia red zone. Twins left, Twins right. As Ochoa is the deep back, and he is going to be swallowed up. Actually, pardon me, that was not Ochoa. That was Ochoa, 24. I can't read my own handwriting there. He's going to get 2 yards out of it. So that'll bring up a 3rd down and a long 2, short 3. 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Lovington knocking on the door of a no-score ball game, getting a gift as the defense forced the fumble on a screen pass. So now it'll be 3rd down and 3 officially. Ochoa on the left shoulder of Aranda. Trips right, 1 to the left. Send a man in motion, and that will be Olguin, but flags fly, so somebody moved. And yep, false start on the Wildcats, darn it. So moving back 5 yards, and so now it goes from 3rd and 3 to 3rd and 8.
This is really important 3rd down conversion here. They've really got to work on, if not getting into the end zone, at least getting the 1st down if they can.
Yeah, they can get the 1st down. Difference between the goal line and the 1st down stick. You've got to think, though, Coach G is going to be all in on this when he needs to convert points. He does have, of course, his kicker back with Lucas Contreras. Empty set in the backfield. Aranda with the hard count. Artesia doesn't buy it. They've got 4 men across the front, and they will show blitz. Aranda changes the play at the line. Good snap. Ashton takes it himself. Up the middle, gets a block, takes it over the left tackle, into the end zone. 6 on the board. Touchdown, Wildcats. 8 yards, 9 yards out. Ashton Aranda, and the Cats take advantage of a Bulldog turnover and strike first.
Yes, this is exactly what we talked about before the game that Lovington needed to do, is get out there and get a score on the board as quickly as they can and do it. They've done it in a really flashy way that helps just get the energy going for the team and the crowd, everybody.
And now Lucas Contreras on to attempt the point after out of Olguin's hold. Great crowd on hand tonight for the Wildcats. Artesia traveling good as usual. The snap is good. The kick is up, and it is good. And with 9:13 to go in the first quarter, the Cats draw first blood. It's Lovington 7, Artesia nothing. Wildcat football continues in a minute on Z94 KZOR. A 32-yard drive that takes just about 2.5 minutes off of the clock. Ashton Aranda punches it in. Then Contreras punches the point after through. And with 9:13 to go in the first quarter, Lovington strikes first. They lead Artesia 7-0. I'm TJ Miracle, high above Wildcat Stadium. Don Morgan patrolling Brian Urlacher Field, the legendary blue turf here at Lovington. So Contreras will tee it up, and he will kick it away. As the offense has done what they've needed to do so far in the early going, so has the defense. So coming up to it, Contreras will put the big boot into it. It is a high end-over-ender that'll go through the back of the end zone. So 2 touchbacks. Artesia 1st and 10 from the 20. So last time up, Lovington knocked the ball loose on the second play from scrimmage for Artesia.
I think the key here is they want to set a good, tough defensive stand early. Don't let Artesia break out the big play and get down there and answer a touchdown right away.
Lovington going to show blitz. They do have one man back a little bit. They're going in man coverage for the most part. Now they're going to move out of it. Estrada looks to pass, throws a quick snap, and overthrows his intended target up at the 40-yard line. He was trying to get a streaking LaRoche out of the backfield, but it'll be incomplete, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Good pass coverage downfield, too, by Matt Garcia and Ryan Weiser on that. They were on either side of that intended target.
So 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion. Lovington leading early 7-0. Artesia on their second drive. Twins left, Twins right. And Johnson now in the backfield with Estrada. As Estrada barks out the signal, gets it, fakes the handoff, good protection, looks to pass, steps up in the pocket, has Greathouse at the 35 to the 40. Garcia holds on for dear life. It'll bring him down at the 42-yard line, but it's a 22-yard pitch and catch to Peyton Greathouse, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Lovington D just needs to dig in, and really try to contain Artesia and keep them from marching down the field and getting a score too quickly here.
From the 42-yard line, fake the handoff to Johnson, and they will flip it over to Johnson at the 40. Turns the corner, he's up to the 50, and finally going to be bumped out of bounds on the far sideline by Cardenas.
Yep.
And it'll all depend. Yep, it'll be 11 yards on the completion to LaRoche, or rather to Johnson, I'm sorry. And that'll bring up a 1st and 10 now in Lovington territory for the Bulldogs. 46 yards on 5 attempts as handing it off and going right up the middle and just dragging Wildcats with him.
It's at the bottom of the pile.
He is at the bottom of the pile. Is coming out from the bottom of it. That is number
16.
40. Is that 16?
16.
So that's Valenzuela then. So Valenzuela with a 8-yard run. 2nd down and 8 as they want it all. They get Greathouse in stride at the 20, inside the 10, and down to about the 4-yard line as Greathouse's helmet pops off. We're going to say he went down at the 7, so it is a 32-yard completion to Greathouse, and it'll be 1st and goal for Artesia, but Greathouse has to come out of the game because he lost his lid. 78 passing yards. Greathouse already 3 catches for, well, I'll do the math in a minute. 1st and goal from the 4. They hand it off to, was that 16 or 46, Don?
I think it was 46.
I'll double check from.
46.
That is 46,
think, yeah.
so that is Johnson. So Johnson going to bang it into about the 2-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 2. Estrada option pitch goes to Johnson. Far side is hit at the 5 and dropped. Ryan Weiser on the option pitch goes down with him and puts on the big hit. Also over there helping
number 8. Actually, Joshua Carrasco.
Josh Carrasco.
I think Carrasco is actually the guy who hit him.
So he loses 3 yards on the play, and so it'll be 3rd and goal from the 5. Lovington bringing everybody. Estrada comes, throws off the back foot, corner of the end zone, and he has a man as the big, tall number 49 makes the catch. And I don't have a 49 on the roster. Let me double check that. That's number 19, pardon me. So that's Caden,
thank you very much.
Caden Joy with the 5-yard touchdown reception. And Artesia has knocked this down to a 1-point Lovington lead. The point after to come. They're going to go with the whole swinging gate thing. So as Artesia just marches it right back down the field. So Estrada will be the holder. And if I'm having trouble picking up the numbers, it's their 1s look an awful lot like 4s as the kick is up, and it is no good. As they wave it off, it goes wide to the left. Wow. So with 7:11 to go in the first quarter, Lovington 7, Artesia 6. Back in a minute on KZOR. 90-yard drive for the Artesia Bulldogs culminates in a 5-yard pass from Nia Estrada to Caden Joy. The point after is no good, and with 7:11 to go in the first quarter, 7-6, Lovington in the lead. As Peyton Greathouse will tee it up. He's also the longtime kicker. I think he may have been kicking for Artesia since he was an 8th grader. Seems like we've been calling his name out on the football field for forever. So Greathouse will tee it up at the 40. Lovington with 2 men back deep to receive. As the refs say, all right, boys, let's play some football. 7-6, the Cats in the lead as Greathouse will boot it away, a high end-over-ender. Olguin will get it back at the 10, brings it out to the 15, coming near side to the 20, and he gets creamed and crunched right there by a couple of Bulldogs. As the initial hit going to be put on by number 85 as I go all the way down to the bottom of their roster. That's Jathan Duran. As Artesia has 71 kids on their roster.
And
it's a big roster. So 1st and 10 from the 20, Lovington football leading by a point. Now let's see if the offense can do what we talked about and get something out there and sustain. Aranda from the shotgun has a man in the backfield with him. Fake the handoff. Ashton keeps it himself, gets away from one tackle, comes around to the near side and is going to be bumped out at the 26-yard line. So a pickup of 6 on the quarterback keeper for Aranda as he was knocked out. I want to say that's number 43, Josiah Rodriguez.
Yeah, and I think you're right.
It could be number 13, Ethan Ramirez. The 1s and the 4s up here, the way they've got them hooked over, look a lot the same.
Similar. Even up close, they look similar.
I wonder if they do that on purpose. Well, it's better than their old white uniforms with the white letters and the little orange pinstripe, so I guess I shouldn't complain too much. 2nd down and 4 for the Wildcats from the 26. It's in twins right, 1 to the left. Hand it off, coming around near side. Contreras cuts it back across the 30 to the 32-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 7 and move the chains. 1st down, Wildcats.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
So Cardenas, his first run of the ball game, gets the Cats their 2nd first down. And I'm pretty sure that was Ethan Ramirez, number 13. No matter how you look at it, though, it's 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. On the move from their own 31-yard line. Single back in the backfield is going to be Cardenas. Twins to the right, 1 to the left. Aranda, high snap, handed off. Cardenas up the middle, runs into a wall, gets away from 1, but can't get away from 2 as he is knocked over and will get we'll call it 3 on the carry. So it'll be 2nd down and 7. We talked about it. This is what they need to do. You get 3 yards at a time, you are going to be just fine.
Yep.
Big
if you
bump.
can get them consistently,
Initially
and
put
then
on
move the
by
chain, and then you hold on to the football. You keep offensive possession for as long as you can and keep the ball out of Artesia's offense in their hands.
Andrew Banguiano with the initial hit for Artesia. So 2nd down and 7 for the Wildcats. Ball just shy of the 35-yard line. Aranda from the shotgun with twins left, twins right. Artesia shows blitz, hand it off. Contreras gets through the first level, crosses the 35 out to about the 36-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 2, so hard running inside. Had a little hole, but it closed up pretty quickly. As Robert Rodriguez coming up from his strong safety spot and getting the initial hit. So 3rd down and 5, an important 3rd and 5. Although if you can just keep moving it forward, taking some chunks out of it, I think maybe you do it.
Right.
5:10 to go here in the first quarter. Lovington leading by a point, 7-6. Stack them left, stack them right. Contreras in the backfield with Aranda. Artesia showing blitz once again across the front. Aranda back to pass. Pressure, throws near side. Has a man. That is
Number 4.
Number 4. That's Alec Olguin at the 47-yard line. It is a pickup of 11 and move the chains. 1st down, Cats.
The Wildcats are looking so poised tonight, and that is so good to see. They look secure. They look confident. They look poised. They look like they're under control, like they're taking their time. That was just a really good basic pass, And the front line protected Aranda, gave him time to make that. Olguin ran a nice route, got there.
Got open, and that's right. Was there.
Got open and then stepped out of bounds.
From the 47-yard line, 1st and 10, Twins left, Twins right. Cats on the march, leading by a point here in the first. Good snap. Handed off on the delay. Contreras coming near side across the 50 to the 45. Runs over a Bulldog. Gets down to the 42-yard line and move the chains. First down, Cats, as he will pick up 11.
And he got a big hit. Ethan Ramirez put a pretty big hit on him, and he ended up a couple more Bulldogs came along and really mobbed him, but he managed. It was a tough run. Good, gutsy, tough run.
Into Artesia territory with 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Lovington 7, Artesia 6. Great to have you with us tonight here from Lovington, wherever you are around the world on HobbsAmerica.com. More importantly, the Lovington Sports YouTube channel, and, of course, on Z94 KZOR. 1st and 10 from the Artesia 42. Wildcat football with trips right, 1 left. Take the handoff to Cardenas. Back to pass. Aranda wants it all. Has a man and knocked away at the last moment. He was trying to get Olguin going down the seam and coming over and getting a hand on it and knocking it away at the last moment. Number 32, that's David Hammond.
Yes.
So Hammond with a good play. Always give credit where credit is due. Knocks it away. What would have been a big gain for sure and a possible touchdown. So now it'll be 2nd down and 10 on the incompletion. Clock stops with 3:39 to go here in the first quarter.
Pretty fast-moving first quarter.
Yes, it has been. Lovington going to put Twins to the right, a single receiver to the left. Aranda with Cardenas in the backfield with him. Good snap. Ashton keeps it himself. Up the middle is going to be hit immediately, but he'll fall forward and get a couple on it as he's Ethan Ramirez. And it looked like number 55, Dylan Fisher, stopping him after just a little 2-yard gain. And it'll be 3rd down and 8.
Another one of those important 3rd downs that they really need to move forward on.
So a 3rd down and 8 for the Wildcats. They're just taking their time. They're controlling the. Artesia's going to go hurry up offense when they have the ball. So it's going to be important for Lovington.
Be deliberate.
Yep, to be deliberate, but it's also going to be important for him to keep on it. So going to bunch everybody in tight, just a single man to the left side. Aranda from the shotgun, they're going max protect. He will get it. Now it breaks down, has to come around looking, just going to tuck it, take it himself. Stiff arms a man as he crosses to about the 35.
Nice gain.
Maybe the 34-yard line. It'll all depend on the spot. I think they're going to say at the 34, which would be a pickup of 7 for Aranda. And so now it's decision time for Coach G. It will be fourth down and about, well, they're going to mark him back at the 35.
2.
So, yeah, 4th down and 2. I think you got to go for it, and that's exactly what they're going to do. So they need to get it up to the 32-yard line, so it's a 4th and 3 officially. Short 3, long 2. Trips right, Twins to the left. Aranda from the shotgun. Barks it out and jumping off sides.
Artesia jumped.
Getting a little bit
Number
antsy.
41 over there.
And so that was Gage Donahue. Jumps off sides and the 5-yard penalty. And it'll move the chains. First down for the Cats. Their 5th first down of the quarter.
Nice.
So to the 30-yard line. Hey, you'll take them any way you can get them. As Aranda going to bring the play back in from the sideline. Clock continues to move. Well, actually, it stops with the first down.
Right.
So 2:40 to go here in the first quarter. So from the 30-yard line, Lovington going to send trips to the right, Twins to the left. Cardenas in the slot on the right. Olguin in the slot on the left. Good snap. They throw the screen. Olguin near side. Gets away from one at the 25 and going to be ridden out of bounds down about the 20-yard line. Putting the hit on him was number 27, Jaron Watkins. But he's still going to pick up. It'll depend on the spot. Looks like an 8-yard pitch and catch to Alec Olguin, and 2nd down and 1.
He's just got that great impulse speed. And, you look at him and you think he's quick, and then all of a sudden he puts it into an even higher gear, and he squirts through and he's gone.
So officially 2nd down and 2 from the 22-yard line. Lovington knocking on the red zone door. 5 receivers set with trips to the right. Aranda from the shotgun. Good snap. Throws the screen
Nice,
near
quick.
side. Has it to Gonzalez. He comes across the 20. Goes far side looking for some room and is going to be hog-tied out of bounds at the 16-yard line. But it's still good for 6 yards to Cesar Gonzalez and move the chains. First down, Cats.
This is how you want to roll. This is the Wildcat team that we've been kind of wanting to see all season long, right? They've been working hard, and here they are against a tough team, and they are executing so well on offense.
2:26 to go, first down and 10 here in the first quarter. Cats inside the Artesia red zone. Again, a 4-receiver set. Aranda with a deep back behind him. That's Cardenas. He bangs it up the middle. He crosses inside the 10, down to about the 8-yard line. Cardenas just taking him with him. It'll be 8 yards right up the gut. A good push on the line. He had a hole. He took advantage of it, and very doable. Second down and 2.
Yeah, he was dragging number 54, Diego Wesson, with him and got another 2 yards with Wesson hanging off of him.
So the Cats are executing so far. Under 2 to play here in the first. Second down and 2 from inside the 10. Cardenas is the deep back behind Aranda. 4 receivers set for the Cats from the far hash mark. Hand it off. Cardenas brings it up, cuts it back. He's inside the 5, down to the 4-yard line. Pick up a 4 for the Wildcats and move the chains. First and goal.
And I couldn't see who that was who stopped him. I think it was either 54, 41, actually, I think.
So it'd be Gage Donahue again.
I think it was Donahue, yeah.
Yeah, it
Nice
almost looks like
first
a
down.
it almost looks like a 44 from up here, and they don't have a 44.
Right.
So first and goal from the 4-yard line.
Another one of those gutsy runs, really just pushing his body forward, and some good work on that offensive line to make a little hole, enough for him to kind of squeeze through and then
And
do
again,
that hard work
And
forward.
again, the Cats controlling the clock. We're down to 1:10 to go. First and goal from the 4. A 1-point Lovington lead. Fake the handoff. Aranda keeps it himself, and that
Oh.
one's busted all over the place,
Yeah.
and he's going to be swamped down
Yeah.
back at the 9-yard line. It'll be a 5-yard loss. Oops.
Man.
So that'll go in the books as a sack. He faked the handoff and was waiting for somebody to spring, but Artesia not falling for it, and I think everybody wearing orange and white in the stadium got a hit in on Ashton.
Yeah,
So it'll
that
be
was
second and goal from the 9. So maybe that's one of them you go, okay, let's crumple that play up, throw it away.
Yeah, just to erase that, and you still got downs to work with.
Yeah, you do. Second and goal from the 9. Lovington.
The thing is to not sputter out here, not to slip back into neutral, but keep the energy going, keep moving forward.
Lovington will have to run one more play. This will probably be the last play of the first quarter. Twins left, Twins right. Second and goal from the 9. The deep back is Ochoa. Artesia shows blitz. Handed off on the delayed handoff to Ochoa. He's going to get it back inside the 5, down to the 4, as Cameron got back what they lost at the end of the first quarter. We've played a quarter here at the Blue Turf in Lovington. It's Lovington on the march, leading 7-6. Come back in a minute for the second quarter. Wildcat football continues on Z94 KZOR. Second quarter here at Wildcat Stadium. Lovington leading 7-6 over Artesia. I'm TJ Miracle up in the press box. Don Morgan patrolling the blue turf at Brian Urlacher Field. Third down and goal from the 4 for the Cats as they look to punch it in once again and extend this 1-point lead. Great to have you with us on a beautiful Friday night here in Southeast New Mexico. Great rivals, Cats and Dogs. Lee County, Eddy County, Lovington, Artesia. So back for the start of the second quarter. 3rd and goal from the 4. Ochoa on the right shoulder of the quarterback, and he'll toss it to Cameron at the goal line, and they're going to say just short. How did he not break the plane? He'll get a 3-yard completion. Adrian Flores hits him right at the line, so it is 4th and goal from the 1. So Ochoa out of the backfield with the 3-yard completion. So now 4th and goal from the 1. And yes, this is go time. You don't even think about it.
Oh, yeah. But who do you go with? And what do you do?
I think I hand it off to Cardenas and just let him go probably over the right tackle. That seems to be where they've had the most success thus far. In that first quarter, Cardenas 6 carries, 35 yards.
4th and 1. It's a big one.
4th and goal from the 1.
Yep.
Lovington going to take their time, and Aranda wants to take a timeout. He and Coach G were talking, so Lovington will take a timeout. We'll just keep it right here with 11:06 half. Lovington up 7-6 and knocking on the door. 4th and goal from the 1. Say a big thank you to our good friends at Stone Oilfield Services. Also Man Welding, the Lee County Electric Cooperative, Bob's Thriftway, Eunice Pump and Supply, the Lovington Schools, Lovington Auto Supply, Devon Energy, and Nowell Pharmacy. Making Wildcat football possible here on Z94 KZOR and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Please subscribe to the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Once we get to 1,000 subscribers, somebody who is subscribed gets $100 of my money. I'm taking it out of my pocket to give to you. So subscribe to the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and tell your family and friends to subscribe as well. Could make one of you $100 richer. And remember, too, because of our great sponsors that I just mentioned, we never charge you to watch or listen to your kids play here in Lovington or any of the other schools that New Walmart Digital does. So an important 4th and goal from the 1-yard line. It's not even on the 1. It's on the 1-inch line. And Cardenas will be the deep back. Lovington going to try and spread them out. Aranda can go up to the line. He goes up under center, takes it, gets the push from behind and put it in the end zone. 6 on the board. Touchdown Wildcats. Ashton Aranda with a big push from behind by Ezekiel Guzman, and the Cats go up 13-6.
Yeah, you got to make a hole in front, and that push behind is just as important, and they got it. So good call. I don't know if that was one, maybe, don't know if whatever they agreed between Aranda and the coach. I think, it was a good call. Good execution on that good call.
Point after to come as Contreras on to attempt the point after. We don't have a holder out there, so now they're going to switch around. They're going to switch it up and go for 2. Olguin from the shotgun, and from the Wildcat runs it over left corner of the end zone, put it in the end zone. 2 more on the board. Olguin gets the 2-point conversion, and the Cats will take a 15-6 lead. 1 minute gone in the second quarter. We're back in a minute on KZOR. Cats drive it 80 yards down the field. It is capped off with the 1-yard quarterback keeper, Ashton Aranda. Then the 2-point conversion from a Wildcat snap goes to Alec Olguin, who takes it on the left side and takes it in. So with 10:59 to go in the first half, Lovington 15, Artesia 6. With Don Morgan on the blue turf at Brian Urlacher Field, I'm TJ Miracle high above Wildcat Stadium. Evie Stuber, Max Carranza in studio, engineering and producing tonight. So now the Cats will be kicking it from the north to the south.
Got to guard against that big run back to the end zone. You got to keep
Contreras has the leg, and he will actually just pooch it, coming to one of the up men, going to be fielded at the 35. Reverses his field, comes back across to about the 42-yard line, where he is brought down by the Wildcats. See who comes up from the bottom of that one. That is number 10, Matthew Size. The scat back. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line. I like the thinking there on special teams, getting it to one of their up men who certainly has talent, but maybe not as much, and maybe trying to catch him asleep and get him another turnover. So it'll be from the 42-yard line as Estrada has his squad back out. He'll fake the handoff. He wants it all going down the far side, and miscommunication as he overthrows his intended target. Zuniga out there. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. That is just the second misfire of the night for Estrada.
And Alco was down there. He was almost further downfield than the intended receiver for Artesia. So, yeah, good coverage.
So 2nd down and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Matt Garcia down as well.
Lovington leading this one by 8 from the shotgun. They'll get it. Stepping back, throw it across the middle. That one is going to be tipped once, tipped twice, and will fall harmlessly to the turf. Nick Sanchez, the intended receiver. That one got hit on the line, though, by somebody on the near side. That was Ochoa, who I think got the hand on it initially and kind of popped it up in the air.
Yeah, and then I think it was either Garcia or Weiser who got the second hand on it. I think it may have been Weiser.
So now it'll be 3rd down and 10 for Artesia. 10:36 remaining, 9-point lead for the Wildcats. 15-6. So Artesia going to split trips to the left side this time and one to the right. They keep a man in the backfield with Estrada. Fake the handoff. Throw it inside to Greathouse. He gets away from one. He's got a seam up the middle. He's to the 40 in Lovington territory. To the 30. Gets away from 1. 20, 15, 10, 5. And he is into the end zone. He will take it 68 yards to the house for the touchdown. We talked about the big plays, and Artesia just got one.
Yep, and you know what? The 2 Wildcats got him, but they couldn't finish the tackle and bring him down. And I didn't actually see which Wildcats got the hands on him, but Greathouse just kept rolling.
Yes, he did. 151 passing yards now for Estrada on just 10 attempts.
That missed point by Artesia early, and then 2-point conversion by Lovington on their touchdown.
Artesia will go for 2, and it'll be a direct snap, and Johnson will come up the middle, and he will bang it home for the 2-point conversion. And with 10:24 to go in the first half, Lovington 15, Artesia 14. Back in a minute here on KZOR. A 68-yard pitch and catch from Estrada to Greathouse, and the 2-point conversion is good. As the kickoff comes, it'll be fielded back at the 15. Cardenas brings it out to the 20, to the 25, drags some Bulldogs with him across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Good return. So with 10:15 to go in the first half, Lovington 15, Artesia 14. I'm TJ Miracle, and Dawn, we talked about the big play, and Artesia just got it. Now it's going to be up to the offense to do what they did last time and grind it out and control the clock and keep the ball moving forward.
And they just really have to take care of the football, make sure they don't cough it up, because Artesia will be looking to do that, especially when we're down this close to the end zone on this end. They're going to be looking to really do those bone-jarring tackles and shake things loose. So
from the 30-yard line, Lovington football. Two backs in the backfield with Ashton Aranda, and flags fly beforehand. That will be a false start on Lovington, I've got to think. I think somebody got a little bit antsy over on that left side of the line. And actually, you've got Artesia. Yeah, you've got an illegal, I think a late substitution for Artesia maybe.
Okay.
Or no, I'm sorry, lining up off. It's either a late sub or an offside, or lining up offside.
Yeah, I don't see that signal very often.
So it'll be 1st and 5 for the Wildcats. Hey, you'll take whatever you can get. Just the second penalty on Artesia tonight for 10 yards. But that makes it, nothing's easy in this world, but makes it a little bit easier at 1st and 5 from the 35. Lovington going to bunch everybody up on the left side, send one man down right. Single back in the backfield is Ochoa. Gets hit in the backfield, gets away from one, and is tripped up as he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Is really nowhere to go as Peyton Deans, the outside linebacker, upends him. So officially no gain for Ochoa. 2nd down and 5. Ochoa 13 yards on 4 carries. But he keeps it in bounds, and that keeps the clock moving. I like that Lovington is being very methodical here, Dawn.
They're being deliberate, and the danger is, that you lose momentum by doing that. If they can be deliberate but still keep that intensity and that drive to move forward.
2nd down and 5, Aranda from the shotgun. Good snap, fake the handoff to Ochoa, rolling near side, looking to pass. Dumps it off, has a man. That is Olguin across the 45 to the 46-yard line. 11 yards to Alec and move the chains. 1st down, Cats.
Again, that was a really good coverage. Allowed for him to find Olguin pretty quickly and throw a bullet. And Olguin, again, heading very near the sideline, was able to make a good clean catch before he got out of bounds.
Goes out of bounds, was bumped out again by Deans. Over on this near side.
So that stops the clock.
Yep, when you go out of bounds, it stops the clock, but you got a new set of downs to work with. So 1st and 10, Lovington's offense has looked pretty good through the first quarter and a third here. 9:24 to go. Lovington leads by 1. High snap, it's handled. Handed off. Near side, Cardenas just puts the shoulder down, gets out near midfield. Pardon me, that's Ochoa, 24. But we got a flag on the play, and I'm thinking that's a hold, and it's probably coming back. Let's see what the man in the white hat has to tell us. It will be holding on Lovington. Yikes, that's a biggie. So it'll wipe out the 4-yard gain, and it'll be a 10-yard penalty, and it'll move them back 1st down and 15.
Repeat 1st down.
So it's still 1st down, though. So 1st and 15 now for the Wildcats. As they'll take it back to about happens from the spot of the foul. And it happened at the line, so it should go from the 47 or the 46 all the way back to the 36-yard line. There we go. So from the 36-yard line, 1st down and 15, actually 1st and 20 for the Wildcats. 10-yard penalty would be 20.
10,
so
10 on to 10.
10 to 10 is 20. Yes, I know my math is not always the best thing. I was hoping for 1st and 15.
Well, I was hoping for a 5-yard penalty, but that didn't happen.
Yeah, holding's a 10-yarder. So Twins to the left, 1 to the right. 1st down and 20. Handed off, coming near side is going to be Cardenas, and he's back up to the 42-yard line before he's tapped down by Philip Finley. Also on that stop for the Bulldogs was Caden Grantham. So he takes it from the 36 to the 42. It'll be a 6-yard gain for Cardenas, 2nd and 14. 41 yards on 7 carries on Dallas. Keeps it in bounds, which keeps the clock moving.
Just Lovington has to grind it out here. Just keep moving forward. Keep those gutsy carries going. They've been, they've been mixing up the run game, the pass game, back and forth, doing that very well, and the occasional Aranda quarterback keep.
So it'll be Cardenas on the left shoulder of Aranda. Ashton barks it out, gets it, Goes to pass. Pressure comes, flips it out. Cardenas
Nice.
has it at the 45 to the 50. A little spin move and goes forward inside Artesia territory, down about the 47-yard line. It'll be a 12-yard completion to Cardenas. Third down for the Cats, but third and very manageable, about 3 or 4.
I think they're officially going to say 2, maybe. Just a couple.
So third down and 2, yep. So a 12-yard completion makes it third down and 2 as Weiser will check in from the sideline. So the Cats just need to get 2 yards here. I think, again, just a run with Cardenas or Ochoa. Either or would work, or if you get a big enough seam, after you read the defense, just go with Ashton. From the snap, they'll fake the handoff. Nope, they'll give it to Cardenas, but Dallas is hit behind the line. Back in Lovington territory, a gang of orange and white getting behind the line, and he loses 6 yards. So now it'll be fourth down and 9.
Yeah, the right side of that Artesia defense had that sniffed out right away. They saw that. They saw that, and they almost they almost beat him before the handoff was finished. They were there.
So back inside Lovington territory at the 48-yard line. It'll be fourth down and 8. Lovington will go for it, leading by a point, 15-14. 6.5 to go. First half, empty set in the backfield. Trips to the left, twins to the right. Aranda from the shotgun as always. Good snap, and he'll just quick kick it. We've got a flag on the play. It takes a good bounce, and it'll go inside and to the 10, and it'll be downed. But I have a feeling that Artesia is going to make Lovington kick it again because I think we've got an offsides. And we've got another flag further down the field.
Right.
But we may wind up with offsetting penalties and either redo or first and 10 for Artesia at their own 10. So again, waiting on the call. Lovington leading 15-14, 6:18 remaining in the first. First, I should say. A long discussion again by the officiating crew here. That's fine. You want them to get it right.
Right.
And with 2 different officials throwing flags, 2 penalties on the play. So waiting to see what they signal. And we'll have personal foul on Artesia. And we'll have false start on Lovington. And they will offset, and so it'll be fourth down again, and it's like it never even happened. You don't get the false start, then it's Lovington football on the personal foul, yeah. But instead, it's off, and I've never liked that because a personal foul is a 15-yard penalty. A false start is a 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, they're not equal.
No, they're not
just,
equal. But
take the difference, take the 10 yards, Lovington, okay.
But they're going to replay fourth down, so 4th and 9 back at the Lovington 48-yard line, 6:18 remaining first half. I think Lovington may quick kick it again, or maybe not. They may decide, hey, get another shot at it. We've seen what they're going to do. Let's see. Is Artesia scrambling around a little bit? Not sure what's going to happen here. In a 5-receiver set. Aranda with it, and yep, he'll just boot it away. It's a low line drive, bounces at the 20, goes inside the 10, almost hits an Artesia man, goes down to the 5-yard line where Lovington will down it. So it actually winds up a little bit better for the Wildcats as they wind up getting 5 yards out of it, a net 5-yard gain. So back at the 5-yard line, right at the halfway point, Artesia has a long field to go. Now's when you don't need to give up the big play.
That's right.
Lovington leading 15-14.
You've pinned them back really deep, so go ahead and play hard. Play hard and try to just, force them to go over on downs or cough the football up.
Estrada from his own end zone. He'll throw the wide receiver screen far side. Gets some good blocks. Crosses the 10 out to the 12-yard line. That one is complete to number 19. That's Joy. His second catch of the night. He's going to pick up 8. And so it'll be second down and about 2. So second and 2 for Artesia. They're out of the shadow of their own goalpost now, out at the 13-yard line. Going to bunch them up on the near side. That's the left side for the receivers. On the end around, they give it to Greathouse. He's got room. He's to the 20, gets away to the 30 with a blocker. 35, 40, 45. One man to beat is Weiser. He drags Weiser with him, but Ryan brings him down, but not before he's nearly to the 30-yard line. Ouch.
Yeah, two different cats had hands on him, one on the leg, one on the jersey, and they could not stop him, couldn't slow him down until Weiser took a tumble with him.
66 yards.
And here they go, hurry up offense.
Here they go. And they will fake the handoff. Estrada looks to pass, has time, rolls far side, goes to the sideline, throws it back across his body, has a man. That is Greathouse again. The ball is coughed up, though, at the 14-yard line. Did Greathouse fall on it, though? That's the question.
I was blown before he.
And, yep, they're
I think
going
it
to
was
say.
dead before he coughed it.
Yep, they're going to say complete, so it'll be 16 more yards to Greathouse. And Artesia keeps the football, first down and 10. Their fifth first down of the half. So inside the Lovington red zone, Artesia's hurry-up offense going. Estrada fakes the handoff, flips it to the end zone, wide open, Greathouse. We talked about needing to keep somebody on him, and they did not. And so 16 yards to Greathouse for his second touchdown of the ball game.
Yeah, he was wide open.
Leads
he
20-15.
Yeah, he had Rivero on him and Gonzalez, Angel Gonzalez, and they both just kind of lost him.
So Greathouse, his second receiving touchdown of the night. He'll come on to attempt the point after. I'm doing math quickly. I'll work on it here in a minute. So Artesia looks like they are going to go for two, and they will, as Estrada just going to bang it in himself. And so with 4:56 remaining in the first half, Artesia 22, Lovington 15. Back for the kickoff. Wildcat football continues on KZOR and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. It's the Peyton Greathouse show on a 95-yard drive for the Artesia Bulldogs that culminates in a 16-yard pass to Greathouse. Then the two-point conversion by Estrada is good. 4:56 remaining here in the first half. Artesia leads 22-15 as Ochoa just going to let that one bounce and go past him out of the back of the end zone. So Lovington will have it first and 10 from the 20-yard line. With Don Morgan field side at Brian Urlacher Field, I'm TJ Miracle above Wildcat Stadium. Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing tonight. Max Carranza helping out too. Great to have you with us wherever you happen to be. So critical now for the Wildcats. They've got 4:53 to do it, and they will have the ball first to start the second half. But, yeah, you can't afford to have a drive stall out here. You still got two timeouts, plenty of time to work with, but I think you need to take most of that 4:53 off the clock if you can.
Yes, you do.
Trips right, one to the left. Aranda from the shotgun. Ashton hands it off. Cardenas hitting the backfield and is going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line, but we're going to have a horse collar.
Yeah.
As
41.
So 41, that's Gage
41.
Donahue on the horse collar tackle. That'll be a 15-yarder and an automatic first down for the Cats. So let's see, and it will be from the spot, but it'll be enough for the first down, and it'll be personal foul, horse collar, yes sir indeed. So move the chains, first down Wildcats, third penalty of the night on Artesia. And so it'll be first down for Lovington, their ninth of the night. Move them up to the 30-yard line, first down and 10. 4:46 to go. Lovington will take advantage of the gift. So now they're going to come in and bunch everybody in tight. Go max protect here. Now they're going to split Garcia out wide to the right. Aranda with Cardenas in the backfield. Option pitch on the end around. They're going to get it to Weiser. 30, 35, out to the 37-yard line by Ryan. So a 7-yard gain before he is brought down by number 43, Josiah Rodriguez. And so Weiser with the 7-yard gain. Second down and 3. Yeah. Bunch them up. Hey, get the ball in the hands of your skilled players and see what happens. Still plenty of time to go. Still 4:18 to go. Lovington trailing by 7. But trying to march something up here late. So it'll be second down and about 3 to go from the 37-yard line. Need to get it to the 40. Trips left, Twins right. Empty set in the backfield. Cats moving from the north to the south. The hard count. Artesia doesn't jump. Aranda changes the play. Good snap. Good protection. Now it breaks down. Ashton comes near side. Looking, throwing underneath, and oh boy, almost a little miscommunication. He was trying to get Cesar Gonzalez, but Cesar, if he'd kept hugging the line, would have been fine, but he cut it back inside, and it'll fall incomplete. A couple of Bulldogs in the neighborhood.
Yeah, 55,
could have had it.
55 for sure, 34, 12.
So Peyton Dean's in the neighborhood. I think Philip Finley also in the neighborhood there. So incomplete, and so now it'll be third down and 3. Cats need to keep this drive going with Artesia. Lovington going to have trouble slowing Artesia's offense down tonight, looks like. So take the time. Trips left, Twins right. He's set in the backfield. Ashton with it, takes it himself. He's got it and is shoestrung back at about the 38-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 1, and somehow, some way, number 56, Andrew B. Anguino gets him by the shoestring. It'll be a 1-yard gain, and so now it'll be fourth down and 2. I think you have to go for it with 3:20 to go here in the half.
And it looks like they will.
Well, they could do the quick kick again. They often do that from this formation. But we'll see as Aranda waits it on fourth down and a long 1, short 2. Ashton trying the hard count, not going to get it. Looks over to the sideline. Artesia going to bring the heat, and Ashton just going to keep it himself. Tries left side and is hit behind the line, and it is sniffed out. He's going to lose a yard on the fake and the quarterback keeper, and so give it back to Artesia. That's as bad as a turnover.
Tough.
That is a tough one. I admire the aggression going for it, and I like it, but now the defense has to find a way to stiffen up. They only trail by 7.
Yep, I think with Diego Wesson, who was the first guy to get and to go around out.
So flip it over, Artesia football, and they will hand it off to LaRoche, who goes right side, and he's going to cross the 35, get it down to about the 32-yard line, pick up a 6 for LaRoche, his first carry of the ball game, and it'll be second down and 4.
If the Lovington Yee could find a way not just to stop him, but shake something loose here. Force a turnover.
It's what you want. Twins left, Twins right. Hand it off. LaRoche again, right up the middle. He's going to get it down to the 25-yard line. He's going to pick up about 9 on that one, and it'll be enough for the first down. The initial hit put on by Josh Carrasco, but it'll be first and 10 now for Artesia. From the 25-yard line, they're going to keep moving fast. 2:20 remaining here in the half. Twins left, Twins right. Good snap. Take the handoff. Estrada wants it all. Coming near side and overthrows his intended target, Valenzuela. It'll be incomplete, and it'll be second down and 10.
Yeah, good coverage downfield, too, by Cesar Gonzalez. Also, number 15, Lizardo, down there with him.
So it'll be second down and 10 from the 25. Clock stops with 2:07 to go.
And
in the first half on Z94 KZOR Hobbs Lovington.
I believe that was also number 24, Ochoa, on there too with good coverage.
Twins left, Twins to the right. Artesia with a second down and 10. Hand it off and up the middle. LaRoche takes it inside the 20 down to the 18-yard line. before he has tackled Brennan Garcia.
Yeah, number 52. Yep, big
on
Brennan.
The stop, so it'll be a 7-yard gain for LaRoche. And it'll be second down and about 2. Second and 2, second and 3. 1:45 to go. Artesia going to try and punch it in and not leave Lovington any time on the clock. So second and 3 after the 7-yard gain. The end around pitch coming is Greathouse each of the 10 to the 5 and into the end zone. Greathouse again runs it in, this time from 17 yards out, and Artesia will take the 28-15 lead. We just have not had an answer for Greathouse tonight. As I do math quickly, Greathouse 2 carries now for, that is 83 yards to go along with 160 receiving yards. So he's already got over 200 all-purpose yards. Artesia with the swinging gate. Greathouse on to attempt the extra point. Lovington still with 2 timeouts and 90 seconds to work with. And the kick is up, and Greathouse will boot it through. 1:27 to go in the first half. Artesia 29, Lovington 15. Back in a minute on KZOR. The Peyton Greathouse show for Artesia continues, as now he's got a 16-yard end-arounder for the touchdown, and the point after is good, and Greathouse will just pop it up. It'll be fielded by Lovington back at the 15. That's Cardenas to the 20, to the 25, and a big hit at the 30, and we're going to have targeting. Yep, we're going to have helmet-to-helmet targeting on Artesia's. Cardenas got blasted over there by LaRoche, but LaRoche went helmet-to-helmet, and you cannot do that. That is a 15-yarder, and if they think that it was intentional, that means LaRoche should be tossed, I would think, because they are supposed to be enforcing that. It is a personal foul on Artesia, and Coach Maupin is over there. He is apoplectic. I think maybe they're telling him that he's done, but we'll see what the call is. And it will be personal foul, targeting, headshot, 15 yards. They will not toss the player. That is the 4th penalty for Artesia for 40 yards, and it is against Artesia, so tack 15 on to the end of it. And with 1:21 to go in the first half, Lovington with a chance to cut into this 14-point lead, but they're going to have to get on their horse and go with the hurry up here.
Yeah, and I think that Lovington does very well with their hurry-up offense normally. They execute well, and so I'd be happy to see this. I think they've been doing their deliberate, going with the game plan, being very deliberate and slow. But in this instance, it calls for hurry-up offense, and I think they do. They're just
from the 44-yard line, 1st and 10. Everybody going to bunch in tight. Now they're going to split a man out wide to the right. That is Ochoa. Cats moving left to right. Aranda, the empty set, has time. Tosses to Ochoa near side. Gets across the 45 to the 47-yard line before he is suplexed down by big number 54. That's Diego Wesson trying out for the WWE. It'll be a 3-yard completion to Cameron.
Yeah,
and
that
a
was
timeout taken by the Cats.
Dean's Peyton in on that stop as well.
And I think also hitting the first hit was Jaron Watkins that slowed him up enough. But seriously, that looked like a WWE suplex.
It was a body slam. It was a super body slam. Good to see that our guy got up
good to
right
see
away. Sprung right back up.
Yeah, good to see Cammon up and good. So I have a feeling Coach G is going to be pretty fired up in our Bob's Thriftway Coaches conversation here in about a minute and a half. You'd be more fired up if the Cats can find a way to punch one in before the half to cut this down. Lovington will have the football to start the half.
Yeah, this is what they want to do. They want to find their way into the end zone, get that score, and then not leave Artesia enough time to come back and make a quick score on top of it right before the half. So they want to go into the locker room with some momentum, some really good a good offensive taste in their mouth and good energy.
So 2nd down and 7 for the Cats at their own 47-yard line. 1:05 to go in the first half. They trail by 14, 29-15. Lovington goes twins left, twins right. Single back in the backfield with Aranda is Ochoa. Good snap, Ashton with it. Good protection. Now it breaks down. He steps up in the pocket. Stiff arms a man. Is just going to have to tuck it, take it, and is going to be wrestled out inside Artesia territory by Ethan Ramirez. He's going to be close to the first down. I think he's going to be just a bit short. He will be. It's a 6-yard gain. So it'll be 3rd down and 1 for the Cats with 57 seconds to go here in the half.
It's a good scramble, though, by Aranda. And, he saw some yardage in front of him. He took it.
Good coverage down the field. Nobody open for him to gun it to. Now I think what you need to do, you need to get the first down, 3rd down and 1. Then worry about taking the chunks out. Twins left, twins right. Plenty of time on the clock. Still 1 timeout for the Cats. Artesia shows blitz. They bring it. Toss it near side to Gonzalez. He has it, and he'll step out at the 41-yard line. It's a pickup of 7 and move the chains. First down, Cats.
Nice. There was good coverage. Good protection of Aranda. He had time, and a nice little route that Gonzalez ran. Good target, good on-target throw. Good play. Went out of the bounds.
So it saves them a timeout. Yep, saves the timeout. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the Artesia 41. Lovington trailing by 14, but on the march. Twins left, twins right. 51 seconds to go, first half. Aranda with Cardenas in the backfield. Handed off to Cardenas on the delay. Is hit, and he is dropped behind the line as they did not fall for the delay that time. As coming through
home.
Ethan Ramirez. It'll be a 1-yard loss on Cardenas. And Lovington will take their 3rd and final timeout with 44 seconds to go in the half. We'll just keep it right here because we've got your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know How halftime show coming up here in 44 seconds of clock time. We'll take a moment and say thank you to Stone Oilfield Services, Man Welding, the Lee County Electric Cooperative, Bob's Thriftway, Eunice Pump and Supply, the Lovington Schools, Lovington Auto Supply, Devon Energy, and Now Pharmacy, making Wildcat football possible here on KZOR and on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Of course, if you would like to support the Cat athletic programs on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and here on Z94, please contact KZOR and One Radio Square, 575-397-4969, and we'd be happy to add you to the sponsor roll. So out of the timeout, it'll be 2nd down and 12 after the 2-yard loss. So I think Lovington now is, you've got the time to work with. You need to find a way to get it in the hands of your skilled players, and you got to take some big chunks here.
Yeah, you do, because you only really have, you've got a couple, 3 plays.
You've still got plenty of room for the first down, but now you're out of timeout, so you got to work the sideline or just take it in chunks. Twins left, twins right. Cardenas on the left shoulder of Aranda from the shotgun. Ashton play fake, comes near side and skips it in.
Good.
Yep, it'll be incomplete as trying to get Gonzalez coming near side. So incomplete, and it'll be 3rd down and 12.
But the clock does stop.
It does on the incompletion. So 38 seconds to go. Artesia in the lead, 29-15. But Lovington has been able to control the clock. But now they've got to get it into the end zone. Had a couple of drives stall out. And that's the difference in this one thus far. Twins left, twins right again. Cardenas will come around to the right shoulder of Aranda from the Artesia 43-yard line. Good snap, Aranda with it. Good time. Comes underneath, gets Gonzalez as he's behind the line and looking for room and goes the wrong way and is going to be back down at the 47-yard line. It's a negative 4-yard completion. If Caesar just goes forward, he gets at least a little bit, but didn't work out that way. So So it'll be 4th down and a long way to go. 25 seconds remaining on the clock, and Artesia is going to take the timeout as they know that they've got the firepower to do it. We'll just keep it right here. So if you're Lovington, I have never said this before, and I'm going to hate to write this down in my book. I really am. But I think you snap it to Aranda or maybe Alec Olguin and basically just have them run backwards and then run in circles to get 25 seconds off the clock. Because I don't think you want to give Artesia any time on that clock. And even if we do manage to punt it away, Artesia probably still going to have 18 seconds or so to work with, and we have had no answer at all for Greathouse and Estrada tonight.
Yeah, Artesia has been able to pull out the big play several times.
So it'll be 4th down and 17 for the Wildcats. 25 seconds remaining in the half. Lovington trails by 14. Need to find a way to eat 25 seconds off the clock. I'm not sure you want to give Artesia even one play. I don't know. There's a lot of ways you could play this. If you do kick it away, and I think maybe they should, maybe they just drop everybody back and say, we'll give you 30 yards, but we're not going to let you get the score. So Aranda from the shotgun, but look for the quick kick, and he will kick it away. It is a high end-over-ender. It's going to bounce at the 10, take a sideways roll, and be downed at the 11. Yeah. So 17 seconds to go as down, and it was Olguin. So now you've got to be aware of the big play.
Yeah.
And whatever happens, I don't know, maybe you put 6 guys on Greathouse. I make somebody else beat you.
Right.
Because, I mean, right now, Greathouse with over 200 yards of total offense and 3 touchdowns. And he will be on the field. You can bet on it.
Have used all of them.
So it'll be twins to the left, twins to the right. Estrada from the shotgun. Barks out the signal. 29-15, Artesia in the lead. And trying to add to it here late in the half. Good snap, good time. Estrada guns it underneath. Has a man, and that is Greathouse out to the 30. And he'll be down at the 30, but the ball is loose. There's a mad scramble for it. So a mad scramble. Who's got it? Lovington signaling they do. Waiting for an official signal. Still waiting.
One to come off the turf was number 22 for Lovington.
It'll be Artesia who gets it, and it'll be a 20-yard completion to Greathouse again, and they will take the timeout with 6 seconds to go. 180 receiving yards for Greathouse.
I think Benson Market, who was the last.
All right, Don, we're breaking up pretty bad. I don't know what's going on there, but. And now we've got a flag on the play. I think we're probably going to have a personal foul, probably on us, which will add a little injury to insult there. And it will be, let's see what the man calls. And it will be personal foul on Lovington. So unsportsmanlike conduct, personal foul on the Wildcats, and that'll tack 15 more yards onto it. So all the way up to the 45-yard line. So Artesia is going to go for the end zone here. You just have that feeling, Don. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs, but probably the last play of the half, no matter what. Estrada with it. Pressure comes, guns it, has a man, and they will toss it back to Greathouse, who crosses the 40 to the 37-yard line. It was completed to Valenzuela at the 40, so that's a 15-yard gain. Then he gives it to Greathouse, who runs another 7. So halftime here at Wildcat Stadium, 29-15. Artesia in the lead, getting ready for the Bob's Thriftway coaches conversation going into the half. This has been an exciting one thus far, as Coach G is going to join Don Morgan. So, Don and Coach G.
There you go. I lost you, Coach. I lost you. Hey, football, exciting first half. What did you see you guys do? What's your thought?
I mean, we've taken away the out, which is what they've wanted, is the out. So now they've adjusted a little bit defensively. So he's the guy that's hurt us. He's a good football player. We got to continue to be physical. And then I mean, we took a bunch of time off the clock, which coming out of it. So we got here in the second out, so we got to win that first 3 minutes of the second half.
All right, big message at half.
Finish. We got to finish the second half. All right.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you very much, Dawn Morgan with Coach G, our Bob Thriftway Coaches Conversation. We'll be back in 3 minutes for your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How Halftime Show. Wildcat football continues in a moment on Z94 KZOR. Welcome back to Wildcat Stadium. It's your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How Halftime Show from Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. Always get the Napa Know-How for your car with the good folks at Lovington Auto Supply. 29-15, Artesia in the lead, but that score really doesn't tell the story of this ball game. The Wildcats have come out with a game plan and have really executed pretty well. Unfortunately, a couple of drives stalling out in Artesia. Well, just no answer for them on the offensive and defensive side thus far. From the Lovington defense to the Artesia offense is what I'm trying to say. Let's take a look at the numbers in the first half. We will start with the Artesia Bulldogs. Nia Estrada through the air goes 12 of 16 for 226 yards and 3 touchdowns. 2 of those touchdowns coming to Peyton Greathouse. 7 catches, 180 yards, along with 2 scores. He also threw a 5-yard touchdown to Caden Joy. On the ground, Greathouse, well, he leads the way there, too. He's got 3 carries for 90 yards. As I'm doing some quick adjustments here. Yeah, 3 carries, 90 yards for Greathouse. 2 carries, make that 3 carries for Jesse LaRoche for 22 yards. 1 carry, Bradley Venezuela, 8 yards. And 2 carries for Johnson for -1 yard. So if you're keeping up at home, that's 226 through the air, 119 on the ground. That's 346 total yards in the first half for Artesia. They were flagged 4 times for 40 yards. They got 6 first downs in the half, scored 6 points in the first, but blew up for 23 in the second. Again, we talked about it in the pregame show. It was all about the big plays for the Bulldogs. Turning the page for your Lovington Wildcats in the first half. Ashton Aranda goes 9 of 12 for 57 yards, no touchdowns, but no INTs in the first half. Ground game is grinding along nicely. Right now, leading rusher is Aranda. He's got 10 carries for 48 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. He was sacked once for -5 yards. On Dallas Cardenas, 9 carries for 34 yards. Cayman Ochoa, 4 carries, 13 yards. Ryan Weiser, 1 carry, 7 yards. Going back to the passing side of things, leading receiver Alec Olguin, 3 catches for 30 yards. Cesar Gonzalez also with 3 catches, but for 9 yards. So 57 on the ground, or 57 through the air, 102 on the ground. Adds up to 159 total yards for the Wildcats. They were flagged 3 times for 30 yards in that first half. They had 9 first downs, 7 in the first, 8 in the second. That's how they get to their 15 points on the board. So a lot of things to take out of that one. Lovington dominating the time of possession. Unfortunately, Artesia up by 2 scores on the board. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, come back with your keys to the second half. This is your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show from Wildcat Stadium. Lovington trailing Artesia 29-15. Welcome back to Wildcat Stadium. The Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show continues with the Wildcats trailing the visiting Artesia Bulldogs 29-15. So a 2-score deficit, but you know, this is a totally different game if the Cats don't stall out on a couple of drives. This one's tied, or Lovington is even in the lead. Patrolling field side on the blue turf at Brian Urlacher Field, Dawn Morgan. I'm TJ Miracle, high above Wildcat Stadium. So, Dawn, your Lovington Auto Supplies keys to the second half.
Very much like the coach said, they're just going to have to find a way to try to stop Greathouse. They're definitely going to continue to try to do the good things that they did well during that first half. We talked early before the game about possession time, that they needed to try to own that stat, and they certainly did in the first half. They just came up short in being able to make each possession count and converting their possession into scores on the board. But they were able to do so many things well coming in against Artesia, and they need to continue to do those things well, but they need to try to find an answer again. They need to find that offense and make sure that when they have possession, they find a way into the end zone. They, again, kind of sputtered out a little bit, a couple of drives, but they were able to come out with such energy and really maintain and sustain that through most of the first half, despite some setbacks handed to them by Artesia, and I think they're to be committed for that. They kept their heads in the game. They looked focused. They looked intense, and only a couple of times when they weren't able to convert did you see that little bit of that frustration and a little bit of that letdown happen, but they were able to pick it right back up and really look deliberate and focused, and that's the kind of Wildcat team that we want to see. Tough, hanging in there, completely committed to it, and able to execute well most of the time.
Well, and yeah, then really the execution, with the exception of a couple right there late, you mentioned it was good. Now, I think my keys to the second half, a lot of times it's exactly what it was, just like you in the first half. They have got to find a way to at least try and make Nia Estrada a little bit uncomfortable. They have gotten absolutely zero pressure on Estrada tonight, and that has given him plenty of times to pick them apart. Greathouse is too good and too fast. He will find a way to get open. I really think you're probably going to have to put Ryan Weiser and Alec Olguin on him full time in a double team situation, but you've got to get Estrada a little bit uncomfortable back there. If he has all day, he will pick you apart, and that is exactly what he did. And I've already mentioned it. Double cover Greathouse and don't give up any more big plays. Offense, I'm just like you. They've done what they've needed to do. They've controlled the clock. They've established the run. They kind of got a little away from the run just a little bit. I think maybe reestablish that. Just keep pushing forward and keep protecting Aranda and keep protecting the football. And if you can get another break or two to go your way, the Cats are going to be right back in this one and can maybe pull the upset.
Yeah, they definitely need to come out on this first possession in the third quarter and get another score on the board. They want to get it close and keep it close. They can't afford to let Artesia just gradually draw away for them and continue to put more points between them. Lovington has got to come out here again just with focused intensity and on the attack and find that end zone and get a quick score on the board like they did in the first half, and that served to really keep them ignited and energized and moving forward.
Well, it certainly did. And just a quick programming note, of course, next Friday night we will be up in the state capital, Santa Fe, as the Cats going to be taking on the Santa Fe High Demons. We will be on about 6:45 for the pregame show. The kickoff at 7. I am still waiting to hear if Santa Fe School District will approve a video request. The way this works, the individual schools can tell us that we can or cannot video stream. No matter what happens, we will have something on the YouTube channel next week, but you know, just warning you now, there's a couple of school districts in this state that are a little bit peculiar about that because they want to charge you to watch their coverage, and we don't do that, of course, here at Z94 KZOR and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel because of great folks like Lovington Auto Supply and the Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How Halftime Show, Devon Energy, Now Pharmacy, Lovington Schools, Eunice Pump and Supply, Bob Swiftway, Lee County Electric Cooperative, Man Welding, and Stone Oilfield Services. So halftime continues here at Wildcat Stadium. Lovington trailing 29-15 as the Big Blue Band performed their show first. And now Artesia is outperforming. My guess is they've got competitions coming up in the next little bit. And Artesia brought their band. It's a little strange for the visiting band to go on after the home band on. I can't remember a time ever that I've seen that. So something a little bit different here tonight. Of course, the Big Blue Band doing a great job as always. As I think, Dawn, maybe you and I need to talk in a commercial break about changing channels on the microphones as the Artesia Bulldog Band should be just about done, and so we'll be just about done with your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show from Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. Get the Napa Know-How from your car from the good folks at Lovington Auto Supply. Gotta love Napa, gotta love Lovington Auto Supply, and you gotta love the Lovington Wildcats. 29-15, though, the Cats trail the Dogs here at halftime. Back for the second half after this 3-minute timeout. This is Wildcat football on Z94 KZOR. Welcome back to Lovington Wildcat football here on Z94 KZOR. I'm TJ Miracle, high above Wildcat Stadium. Don Morgan patrolling Brian Urlacher Field. Evie Stuber, Max Carranza in studio engineering and producing. 29-15, Artesia in the lead tonight. And another Lee County score update coming in. The Jowl Panthers destroying the Capitan Tigers. That game ending at half. Jowl's homecoming 54-0. So the Panthers will go a perfect 6-0 through the first part of the season. The Tatum Coyotes are playing up in Melrose tonight. I do not have a score update on that because I'm going to, well, for some reason the score bug is just not being used on the Tatum channel. But our score here, 29-15. The Cats trailing the Bulldogs, but they will have the ball first to start the second half. And I hope that we've got our wireless mic, field mic problems worked out. So, Dawn, some thoughts before we kick off the second half?
You know, it has just started getting a little bit cool here in the last 20, 30 minutes. What's helping is not very much wind, but it is, you know, it's a perfect football night. And so far, we haven't had weather really interfering or affecting our Friday night games, and knock on wood, don't want to have that, but it is noticeably getting a little bit cooler, and will be just a cooler for this second half.
All right, well, here we go. Second half ready to kick off as the Wildcats trailing by 14, but have the ball first. So going to be important for them to get something going, and going quickly here to start this second half of action. Looks like it'll be Noah Towie to kick it away for the Artesia Bulldogs. Lovington with Cardenas and Olguin back deep to receive. As the officials blow the whistle, and here we go, second half here at Wildcat Stadium. A entertaining first half, and see if Lovington can make it just as entertaining a second half. Actually, that's going to be number 87, Jacob Parrish, to kick it away, as Parrish will put the boot into it. High end over ender, and Cardenas just going to watch it go over his head and through the back of the end zone. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Wildcats. Again, our score 29-15, just underway here at the start of the third quarter. So looking forward to this is Lovington, I think, probably going to come out with the same game plan and control the clock, control the pace, control the tempo.
Yes, but they want this offensive drive to end in a touchdown, and they want to get that score on the board to start evening things back up and show their intent to get this ball game back close, and then try to work it ahead. And
Aranda from the shotgun with twins left, twins right from the 20-yard line. Send a man in motion. That is Ochoa. Good protection. Now it breaks down. Ashton steps up, guns it over the middle, and incomplete, and left his receiver kind of hanging out to dry over there, and a big hit put on his big number 54. Diego Wesson absolutely creams one of the Wildcats, and we have a cat down injured, and that was the intended receiver on that. So an injury timeout as that one went low and Wesson went high. Not a dirty play by any means. Just, when you put your receivers in prone positions like that, sometimes things like that are going to happen. So an injury timeout here at Wildcat Stadium will return. Wildcat football on Z94 KZOR. Alec Olguin makes it off under his own power. I think maybe just got the wind knocked out of him. He's up on the sideline, and hopefully we'll be okay. It's an incomplete pass, and so we are underway here in the third quarter. Lovington trailing 29-15, second down and 10 after the incompletion. Twins left, twins right. Ochoa on the left shoulder. Now he switches back to the right shoulder of Aranda, and flags everywhere. Yep, we're going to have movement all over the line on Lovington. And it'll be false start on the Wildcats. Nope, actually it'll be illegal formation on the Wildcats. They could have gotten them for either or. Oh, that'll be second down and 15 now, as it'll move them back to the 15-yard line.
Oof.
I think Lovington just needs to take a deep breath here, Dawn.
Yeah, just settle down. Get back into that feeling of that control, that feeling of good control, deliberate work. Get out of the shadow of their end zone, for goodness sakes. It's dangerous back there.
Yes, it is. Twins left, twins right. Aranda from the shotgun, send a man in motion. That is Ochoa. Pressure comes. Ashton puts up a floater, and that one is going to float over the head of his intended target, trying to get Adam Sanchez coming near side. Incomplete, and so now it'll be third down and 15. And I am shocked that we have thrown it 3 consecutive times now, and I think, probably a run would have been better on first and second down. Again, I've always said this, and I mean it, there's a reason that I'm sitting up here and the coaching staff is where they are, and especially a coaching staff like Lovington that's got the gold. But you were having some success with the run. Passing had been a little iffy. We'll see what happens. Third down and 15. Aranda with it. 3-step drop. Pressure comes. Is going to be hit in the end zone just as he lets it fly. Puts up the wounded duck, and it is over the head of Weiser, incomplete. And so it'll be fourth down and punt time for the Cats.
Actually, that was Anson Marquez, 22.
Okay. I saw the 2, and so Marquez, the intended target there. Anson has not caught a pass tonight.
So I guess we'll be punting, and really don't want to see that punt blocked by Artesia.
No, and they should be coming for it with inside the 15-yard line. So you're going to need to go max protect. Lovington going to spread everybody out. Aranda will be punting it away. Artesia does have a man back deep. We await the snap. Ashton with it. Gets the kick into it. It's a wobbler going to be fielded at the 50. That's LaRoche to the 40, to the 35, to the 30, 25, 20, going for the sideline. Little stutter step to the 10, to the 5, stretches out to the pylon. And is he in? Waiting on a signal. It'll either be the 1 or a touchdown. But we've got a flag on the play all the way back at the 45-yard line. So I'm thinking maybe a hold or a block in the back. This one will be coming back. Lovington gets a gift on this one.
Yeah, dodges a bullet right here.
And we will have an illegal block on Artesia. So that'll move it back. I'm pretty sure that's a 10-yard penalty. And maybe a 15-yarder.
Looks like 15.
Yeah, it's a 15-yard penalty on Artesia. So it moves them back into their own territory at the 40-yard line.
This may change the game plan here for Lovington.
I think the game plan's still got to be just stop them.
Yep.
And again, I think you've got to put 2 guys on Greathouse full time here. I don't think you can let him beat you with with 270 yards by himself. You cannot let him beat you. Make somebody else beat you. Bunching everybody in tight. Estrada rolls near side, looks, fires, has Greathouse all by himself at the 30, down inside the 25 to the 24-yard line.
That was 15. Hagen Lazardo making the stop, but man, he took a hard shot going down. He's still on the turf on the sidelines there.
39 more yards to add to Greathouse's receiving total tonight, and Artesia has it first down and 10. Hand it off. LaRoche goes left side inside the 20 down to the 18-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 3. 219 yards for Peyton Greathouse on the catching side of things. 265 through the air for Estrada. So Artesia on the march, trying to stretch it out to a 3-touchdown lead. Twins left, Twins right. Estrada play fake comes to the far side, has a man inside the 10, down to about the 7-yard line. And I'm trying to catch the number. That might have been Nick Sanchez over there. I think that's Caden Joy again. So it'll be first and goal for Artesia. So we're going to call it, and I believe that was 19. So it'll be first and goal for Artesia from the 7-yard line. This is Estrada from the shotgun. Lovington shows that they're going to bring the heat, and they're going to do a pitch around and then a pitch over to the far side, and the touchdown pass. We're going to have
the flag.
Excessive celebration penalty, and the touchdown will stand as Riley Jarrett gets it on a toss and then tosses it into the end zone for Jathan Duran, I believe is who that was. It's a 7-yard touchdown from Jarrett to Duran, as Artesia going to be flagged for the excessive celebration penalty, but it will not wipe the touchdown off the board, and they're asking if Lovington wants to take the penalty on the kickoff, and
I think Coach D nodded yes.
yeah, he will be doing it on the kickoff, so that'll make it 35-15. Artesia with the trick play that bites Lovington. So now the point after to come. As Greathouse on to attempt the extra point. 10-11 to go here in the third quarter. As again, big plays keeping things alive for Artesia. Snap is good, the hold is good, the kick is up, and it is good. 10-11 remaining in the third quarter. Artesia 36, Lovington 15. Back in a minute on KZOR. Back here at Wildcat Stadium, a trick play for the Artesia Bulldogs culminates in a 7-yard touchdown pass from Jarrett to Duran, and the point after is good. So the Dogs now up over the Cats 36-15. Don Morgan Field side at Brian Erlacher Field. I'm TJ Miracle high above the stadium. Evie Stuber, Max Carranza in studio engineering and producing. So the kickoff, it is a high end-over-ender. Of course, the 15-yard penalty was assessed on the kickoff as it'll go to Cardenas. He's across the 40 and run out at about the 45-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Cats from the 45. Pretty good field position. Let's see if they can capitalize on it. And we got a little talking going down over there as Bradley Valenzuela and Daniel Wall kind of having a little run in, and I think some jawing going on.
Yeah, well, Valenzuela was the one who pushed Cardenas out of bounds. He did give him a really strong push on his back to go out of bounds.
So 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. Wildcat football inside their own territory and trailing by 21. But trying to get it back. Twins left, Twins right. Aranda from the shotgun has it, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, goes left side. Little room, is going to be hit just shy of the 50, and he gets absolutely blown up on the far side as Matthew Soto comes in after one of the Bulldogs got him around the ankles and then just blew him up.
I think that was 22, Jake Miller, who got him around the ankles.
2-yard,
twirled him around.
2-yard gain for Aranda. So that'll bring up a 2nd down and 8. 9.5 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Lovington needs to pick back up the intensity. It certainly looks like Artesia has. My guess is Coach Maupin probably got into them pretty good at halftime. As a hard count and jumping offsides.
Yeah, that was number 25 who jumped.
Benjamin Reza. So jumps offsides. Another penalty on Artesia. They're 6th for 60 yards.
And I think it may have actually been 32. The play before with the tackle, the ankle tackle, may have been David Hammond, not 22.
So after the 5-yard penalty, it'll be 2nd down and 3 for the Cats. They are inside, pardon me, Artesia territory at the Bulldog 48. So Lovington going to split, Twins to the left, 2 receivers right as well. Ochoa in the backfield. Artesia shows blitz, but then backs out of it. Now they're going to move folks back up as Aranda changes the play at the line. Hand it off. Ochoa up the middle, just puts the shoulders down, bowls forward across the 45 to the 44-yard line. Cameron with the 4-yard gain and move the chains. 1st down, Wildcats.
He was stopped by Benjamin Reza, but again, not before he got 1st down yardage. Way to go.
So it'll be 1st down and 10 from the 43-yard line officially. Cats in Bulldog territory trying to get some of this back. A 3-score deficit. Now with Twins left, Twins right. 1st down and 10. Aranda from the shotgun. Lovington going to change the play at the line. 10 seconds left on the play clock. Ashton gets it. Throws the wide receiver screen to Gonzalez near side. Trying to get to the sideline. He will across the 40 and going to be bumped out at around the 35-yard line as number 13, Ethan Ramirez, pops him out. See where they say he stepped out. They're going to say at the 36. Yeah, we'll call it the 36. Which will be a 7-yard completion on the near side to Gonzalez.
And Gonzalez, luckily, he kept running for the side until he got enough room to turn the corner, and that's when he picked up that extra 3 yards or so.
They're going to say it'll be 2nd down and a long 3, short 4. Out of bounds. Clock stops with 8:11. Trips to the right, Twins to the left. Empty set in the backfield. Aranda with it from the shotgun. Plenty of time. Now he's going to be forced to roll near side. Still looking. Tosses and nobody in the neighborhood. And they could decide to throw the intentional grounding. I don't think they are, as the pressure was coming from Artesia there. Number 56, Andrew Bianguano. Incomplete, and it'll be 3rd down and 3. So 3rd down and 3 for the Cats as they trying to get something sparked up here at the quarter pole of the 3rd quarter. trailing by 3 scores, but still not out of it. They can score here and make some things happen. You never know. From the shotgun, Aranda tries the hard count. Artesia doesn't fall for it. Lovington will change the play. 36-15 is the score. Good snap. Aranda handles it. Protection is good. Now it's going to break down a little bit. Ashton moves near side, tosses it. Has Gonzalez at the 25-yard line. Nice play to Gonzalez. Good for 12 and move the chains. First down, Cats.
And that was a good example of a good scramble. A good scramble. Still trying to find until he did find Gonzalez and then made a good throw. So nice protection to give him a lot of time for that.
From the 24-yard line officially. First down and 10 for the Wildcats. Their 11th first down of the ball game. With twins left, twins to the right. Aranda with Cardenas in the backfield. Handed off to Cardenas. He's got a big hole up the middle to the 20, 15, 10, 5, and down to about the 3-yard line. Cardenas 21 yards as the line gave him a huge hole to run through. First and goal, Wildcats.
Yeah, I think that was Brendan Garcia who was the first on the line to initiate opening up that hole. I think he had some help, but good job, Brendan.
Absolutely, Garcia with the big block, and so now it'll be first and goal from the 4-yard line. Wildcats knocking on the door. 7:25 remaining in the third quarter. Lovington going to spin 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Cardenas in the backfield. Man in motion is Gonzalez. Handed off. Cardenas starts right, rugs back left, and is going to get a yard. And that's it before the orange wall collapses on him. Second and goal from the 3. 56 yards on 11 carries, 4 on Dallas. Lovington trying to chop into this 3-score lead for Artesia. Get it back down to a 2-score lead and see what happens. So second and goal from the 3-yard line. As Aranda will trot in from the sidelines, bring in the play. So it's touchdown or bust here for the Wildcats. Definitely in 4-down territory. Cardenas on the right shoulder. Now they'll shift him around to the left. 3 receivers down to the right side. Aranda with time, throws it left side, has a man, and in and out of the hands of his intended target on the far side. Again, he let him out just a little bit. That was Marquez, who got blown up for his trouble on that far side. I didn't catch the number of the covering man, but it was good coverage. Incomplete.
Yeah, there were
it'll
two.
Be third and goal from the 3.
2 Bulldogs on him. It looks like maybe the 30, 32 again, maybe Hammond.
Yeah, Hammond is one of the cornerbacks, so we'll say it was Hammond. So now it'll be third and goal from the 3-yard line. Back in the first half, the Cats had a similar situation, and they just put the jumbos in and played big boy football, and I think maybe that's what you do right here.
Yeah, they sent Aranda in right up the gut, and it worked.
So it'll be third and goal from the 3. Aranda with it. Option pitch is hitting the backfield, and he's going to be drilled back at the 10-yard line as Ethan Ramirez, the outside linebacker, drills Aranda, and Ashton a little slow to get up. Artesia has picked up the intensity to be sure. That'll be an 8-yard sack on Aranda, and so now it is fourth and goal from the 11. That hurt even from up here.
Yeah, you heard the big crunch.
So if you're the Cats, you don't have any choice. You got to go for it here. And Artesia knows you got to go for the end zone.
And sometimes being a little further back gives you a little more room to work with and a little time if he's got the protection to develop the play. We'll see.
Twins left and 1 receiver to the right. Man in motion left to right is Olguin. Rolling right is Aranda. Ashton back in the end zone trying to get Olguin and overthrows Alec, and it'll be incomplete. And over on downs to the Artesia Bulldogs. They'll have it first and 10 from their own 10-yard line. So the Cats drive it down, but come up short. So the Lovington Wildcats have had some good things going tonight, but now get ready because the warp speed offense of Artesia comes back out and they lead 36-15. So first down and 10 for Estrada and his troops. He'll roll it to the right side, looks downfield, tosses it, has a man. It'll be complete out across the 30 to the 35-yard line to number 21. That's Nick Sanchez, his first catch of the night.
And despite coverage by Elijah Rivera and Anthony Gomez over there on him, that was still complete for first down yardage.
That'll be the 10th first down of the night for Artesia. And it'll move the chains for the Bulldogs from the 35-yard line. And 299 passing yards for Estrada.
And that failure to convert and on that last possession.
We got a flag on the far side of the field.
You know, that's one of the things
and I think maybe we got a late hit on Lovington. They're over there talking to Coach Maupin.
It's one of the things that the coach was talking about and how important it is to finish that offensive drive, finish by getting into the end zone and finish, and that Lovington just not able to do that on that drive. But maybe they'll get a chance to get the football back and take it to their house again.
Let's see what the call is going to be. The Whitecap calls from some interesting places, and we'll have unsportsmanlike conduct, personal foul on Artesia. So it'll still be a first down, but it will move them back 15 more yards. So 7 penalties, 75 yards on the Bulldogs. But it was after the play. So it'll be first down and 25 for Artesia. They'll know they're going to reset it. They're going to reset the chain, so it'll be first and 10, but back at the 30. Or back at the 21-yard line instead of up at the 35, 36. Well, first and 10 for Artesia from the 21-yard line. As Estrada barks out the signals, hands it off, another end around. As coming near side is going to be Sanchez, across the 30, 35, 40. Looking for some room, 45 to the 50, to the 40, to the 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. He is gone into the end zone for 79 yards. Nick Sanchez, 79 yards. The big play bites the Cats again, and it'll be Artesia with another score.
Lovington with just not enough speed to be able to catch these Artesia Bulldogs.
And some good blocking down the field helped him get away. And he found a seam, and he took it. So 79 yards. He probably ran 112, but point after to come. Great House on to kick. 42-15 the score. It wasn't that long ago Lovington was in the lead, but it has been all Artesia since early in the second quarter. So Great House for the point after. Lovington comes after it. They don't get to it, and the point after is good. With 4:40 remaining in the third, Artesia goes up 43-15. We're back in a minute on KZOR. Wildcat football continues in a moment. .79 yards on an end around for Nick Sanchez. The point after is good, and Artesia goes up 43-15. Welcome back to Wildcat Stadium. The Cats with some work to do if they want to keep this out of running clock territory. As the kickoff from Artesia, high end over ender as Olguin will get it at the 5, brings it out to the 10, 15 to the 20, cuts it back, 25 to the 30 with some room, 35 to the 40, and a touchdown saving tackle going to be made by
19.
Caden Joy. He was the last Bulldog, I think, that could have stopped Alec, but a huge return. Let's see if that can get the offense fired up with 4:28 to go in the third and a 28-point deficit.
Yeah, the Lovington faithful watching that, thinking that just giving him one or two more seconds could have been the difference of breaking out and running for the end zone. But still, we'll take it.
So 1st and 10 for the Wildcats as Olguin has been quiet on the offense. He had 3 catches in the first half. They were all in the first quarter and early in the second. They get him more involved. From the shotgun, it is Aranda. The 4 receiver set, hand it off. Cardenas up the middle, just bowls forward into Artesia territory before he is finally stopped at the 49-yard line. As getting up out there, so a big gain. Well, not a huge gain, but he'll take 6 yards any way you can get it.
You bet he really had to bang those 6 yards forward. He really gutted that out.
Valentin Herrera with a pancake block on one of the Artesia linemen. Valentin's a big boy. I'm not sure I'd want him sitting on me like that. So it'll be 3rd down or rather 2nd down and a long 4. With 2 receivers left, Twins to the right, 2. Cardenas right up the gut again. Hits one of his own men, bounces it around, and it'll get across the 45 to the Artesia 44-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 5 and should be enough for a Wildcat first down.
Yeah,
but he bounced off Valentin that time.
I think he bounced off of Guzman or Wall, right? 56 or 60?
I thought it was 58, but yeah, you could be right.
They were all right there.
So it'll be 1st and 10. Move the chains for the Cats. Their 13th first down of the ball game here on Z94 KZOR Hobbs Lovington. With Twins left, stack right. Aranda tries the hard count. Nobody moves from the Artesia 44-yard line. Now they're going to move Ochoa to the right shoulder. As Aranda changes the play, hand it off. Ochoa goes left side on a little counter tray, crosses the 40, and they're going to mark him down at the 40. So Cameron with the 4-yard gain.
Yeah, he stumbled just a little bit. He's kind of mad at it himself, but still, nice gain.
The 2nd down and 6, 2:45 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Lovington trying to get the offense back on track. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Olguin in the slot on the left side. Aranda barking out the signals, gets it, good protection, back to pass. Now it breaks down, rolls left. Looks down, we've got a flag on the play, and Ashton just going to flip up a gimme ball that goes into the Artesia bench. But I think that was all in vain, as this one is going to be a 10-yard penalty, a hold near side on the Cats.
Yeah, saw that yellow laundry come out through that,
and
landed right about the 48, 49-yard line.
Yeah, about, 44, yeah.
44.
Looking for the man in the white hat, and it's a 10-yard from the spot of the foul, and it is holding on Lovington, and it happened in the backfield. It's a 10-yard penalty officially, but it's going to wind up being more like a 15-yard penalty because it happened behind the line.
Ouch.
So that's going to move them back. Now let's see. Yep, there's the 5-yard mark off, and there's the 10-yard markup. It'll move Lovington all the way back to their own 47-yard line. And they've got to get up to the 45-yard line, or the 35-yard line, so it's in essence a 15-yard penalty, and so it'll be 2nd down and 20. So 2nd and 20, Twins left, Twins right. Good snap, Aranda handles it, steps up, throws it across the middle, and overthrows Garcia, and Matthew is down and hurt as he got punched in the gut there by Jesse Armendariz. It's incomplete, and it'll be 3rd and 20.
It looked like it was going to be complete. He had his hands up. I don't know how. The ball just went through his hands. There was good coverage on him.
Matthew is up and hobbling a little bit. Aranda, I wasn't sure if he was trying to go for Gonzalez, who was cutting across the middle, or Again, Garcia, who was back there. So kind of for either one of them to get to. And it'll be 3rd and 20 for the Wildcats. Lovington, again, just kind of started the drive promisingly, but have kind of sputtered a little bit as they've gotten near midfield. And you can credit some of that to Artesia. They seem to have tightened up quite a bit on the defensive side of things. I don't like to give credit where credit is due, but have to be honest and do that. So 3rd down and 20 for the Wildcats. Artesia shows blitz. They're coming. Aranda running for his life, throws it across his body, and just having to do anything he could to find somewhere.
Trying to find Adam Sanchez.
Yeah, Adam Sanchez, number 10. It'll be incomplete, and it'll be 4th down and punt time for the Cats. Artesia going to try and maybe tack another one on here in this 3rd quarter. Get it to running clock for the 4th. They're up by 28. So Aranda going to bring the play in from the sideline. Again, you've got to think it's going to be the punt.
Well, you got to think.
They will send trips to the right, twins to the left. And Aranda from the shotgun. Yep, and it'll just be the kick. It is a high wobbler, and it'll bounce. Going to bounce out of bounds back about the 20-yard line. At the 20 or the 21. Let's see. Wow, they're going to move that forward all the way to the 22. I thought it had made it a little further back than that, but still Artesia going to be pinned back a little bit from their own 22-yard line. 1:58 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Lovington trailing 43-15. Final home game for quite a while. Matter of fact, for a month. Of course, we've been here for 5 straight weeks. As Artesia, twins left, one to the right. Estrada hands it off on the end around to number 45, who's got some room. He crosses the 40 down the sideline to the 50 to the 41-yard line. And that was number 45. Let me get that name. That was Jarrett.
I think it was Kemen Ochoa who brought him down.
39 yards on the end around for Jarrett. They have just bitten us all night with that one. So it'll be 1st down and 10 for Artesia, now in Lovington territory from the 41. Send the man in motion. They'll pitch it to the motion man coming near side as he's across the 30 to the 25, 20, 10, and into the end zone for the touchdown as number 40, Caden Zuniga. So Zuniga, 42 yards on the touchdown, and the point after is all that separates the Bulldogs from a running clock on the Cats, as they have run that play 3 consecutive times now, Dawn, and they've gotten 42, 39, and 79 on it.
Wow. And I know that Olguin was over there trying to make that stop, as well as, I believe, Weiser.
Point after to come from Greathouse. Snap is good, the kick is up, and it is good. With 1:23 to go in the 3rd quarter, it'll be running clock when we return. Artesia 50, Lovington 15. Back in a minute here on KZOR. Zuniga takes it 42 yards on the end around. Then the point after for Artesia is good. And with 1:23 to go in the third, Artesia stretched it out to a 50-15 lead. Welcome back to Wildcat Stadium. I'm TJ Miracle from up in the booth. Dawn Morgan patrolling the blue turf at Brian Urlacher Field. Well, as we await the kickoff, it'll be a high end over-ender. Lovington will field it back at the 10, bringing it out to the 15, to the 20, 25. It's coming near side is Olguin, 30, and a huge collision at the 38-yard line as Olguin puts the shoulder down and has a run-in with Jathan Duran. A big return, though, for Olguin. It is going to be running clock, though. I don't know why. Yep, there it goes. So, yeah, this one's going to move pretty quick when it gets to a 35-point lead. The only time the clock stops is for changes of quarter, changes of possession, timeouts, and, of course, injuries. So under a minute to play here in the third. Lovington would love to score and get that clock stopped. Well, let's see what the Cats can put together as Aranda leads his troops out. 1st and 10 from the 39. Under a minute to play here in the third quarter. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. That's Marquez by himself up to the right. In the backfield, Cardenas. Hand it to Cardenas, goes left side, crosses the 40, up to the 43-yard line. It'll be a 4-yard gain, 4 on Dallas, and it'll be 2nd down and 6. 71 rushing yards for Cardenas on the night. I don't know that Lovington is going to run another play in this quarter. I don't think they will. As Aranda over talking to Coach G. And, yep, they're just going to let the clock expire on this one. We have played 3 at Wildcat Stadium. It's Artesia 50, Lovington 15. Back in a minute for the fourth quarter on Z94 KZOR, your home for Wildcat Sports. Start of the fourth quarter here at Wildcat Stadium. Welcome back. I'm TJ Miracle, Dawn Morgan fieldside. Max Carranza, Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing. Lovington trailing by 35. So it will be running clock when the ball is snapped. But Lovington with a 2nd down and 6, still fighting. They can score here. They would get it back to normal timing. Artesia shows blitz, and they'll pitch it to Weiser on the end around. Ryan with some room to the 45, out to the 50-yard line. They're going to say crosses into Artesia territory at the 49. So it'll be a pickup of 8 and move the chains. 1st down, Wildcats.
The Wildcats, if they could just go ahead and move pretty quickly, march down and get into the end zone, at least get this back to where it's not running clock.
Yeah, that's, I think, their goal right now. As the play comes in from the sideline, Lovington 1st and 10. They're actually going to spot it right at the 50. Cardenas on the left shoulder of Aranda. Fake the handoff. Rolling near side as Ashton gets decked just as he lets the ball go. Coming back to it is going to be Gonzalez, but Ashton got absolutely creamed just as he let that ball go. That young man had turned around. I would acknowledge him up. That's another big play from Ethan Ramirez. He came on a blitz and blew up Ashton from a safety position. Safety cornerback, kind of hybrid out there. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Wildcats. Of course, with running clock, things will go pretty quickly. 10.5 to go from right at midfield. Twins to the left, 1 to the right. Keeping a tight end to help protect. Throw the screen far side, and Garcia in and out of his hands, incomplete. But Artesia was all over that. And, yeah, we got a late flag, and we've got a late hit. throwing his hands up in disgust was David Hammond over there. I think maybe he's the one who's going to get flagged for it, but Lovington's moving backwards, so I think something might have gotten said. We're still waiting on the call from the officials. You could almost get roughing the passer out there, but let's see, and you will have personal foul on Lovington. And so, yep, I think something got said. I think frustration starting to get the best of the Wildcats. Their sixth penalty for 60 yards, and so now it'll be third down and 25 for the Lovington Wildcats. Just kind of been the story of the night. The drive starts very promisingly and then just kind of stalls out as Artesia tightens the defense up. Lovington has just not really had an answer. So third down and 25, ball back at the 35-yard line. Inside Wildcat territory. Cats need to just continue to fight in the play football sense. Man in motion, Gonzalez. Ashton hit as he throws, has a man and overthrows Cardenas, who was all by himself out on the far side of the field. And I think Ashton hearing footsteps a little bit there, Dawn, and just misfires on a wide open Cardenas.
Yeah, there was definite pressure coming on him. And, you know, he has taken so many big hits tonight. Mm-hmm.
So it'll be 4th and 25, punt time for the Cats. But you can still take a lot of positive, not a lot of positive out of this second half, but a lot of positive from the first half in this one. So Miranda, I'm guessing, is going to punt it away here. And so good snap, Ashton with it, no pressure. He'll boot it down, and that one is going to bounce at the 30 and go inside the 25 and be downed at the 23-yard line. Sorry for the cruddy camera work. Kind of a funny angle on that one up here. So back to Artesia with 8 minutes remaining in the ball game. And they've got a 35-point lead, but you got to know they're going to continue to run the ball and do what they can to do it. I'm not a fan of, in some ways, the way we do the playoffs in this state. Points and style points and all that matter. It's just the result of the game sometimes. Estrada hands it off, a huge hole up the middle. And the running back going to rug across the 35 to the 36-yard line. And waiting to see what that young man's number was. I think we've got some backups in the ball game. Dawn, did you catch that number?
Yeah, I didn't. I don't know if that was 44.
I think that's 35, actually, who ran it.
30.
Which would be Solman.
Yeah, you got to think Artesia should be using this chance to get some of their younger players in the game for a while.
Yeah, we do have a new quarterback in the game who is just going to hand it off. Solman going to come near side. He's across the 40, across the 50. Actually, that's 16. So that is going to be Bradley Valenzuela, another carry for him. And so he's going to take it 22 yards, and it'll be another Artesia first down. 30 yards for Valenzuela inside Lovington territory. And it looks like the quarterback going to have to make a new line. And is that Peyton Deans, number 12?
It is 12, yes.
So Deans is the quarterback. Third quarterback of the night that Artesia has used. So Deans on in relief, hands it off, coming near side. LaRoche, not a lot of running room as he is knocked down. Nice job there by the Wildcats, and up hobbling number 56, Daniel Wall, but he gets the tackle. LaRoche, 1 yard gain on the play, second down and 9. Under 6 minutes to play in the ball game. Artesia going to be content to just take their time a little bit now. They've taken the foot off the gas as far as the hurry-up offense at this point. So Deans with LaRoche on his right shoulder, twins left, double to the right. Deans will keep it himself up the middle across the 40, still on his feet and down to the 36-yard line as some bodies flying and I imagine some words being said. It'll be a pickup of 8, and it'll be third down and 1. Dean's first carry of the night goes for 8 yards. So 3rd down and 1. Up next for the Bulldogs, they'll take on Santa Teresa next week. Of course, the Wildcats heading up to the state capitol to take on the Santa Fe Demons next Friday night. Dawn Morgan and yours truly, we will be there for you. Artesia back out, facing a 3rd down and a long one. Deans hands it to LaRoche, who comes near side, crosses the 35. I think he's going to be a little bit short. He got tossed down by number 8 as Joshua Carrasco brings him down just shy of the first down marker. So 4th down and less than a yard to go for the Bulldogs at the Wildcat 35. As the clock continues to move, we are in running clock timing with a 35-point lead for Artesia. Twins left, Twins right. Deans hands it, nope, keeps it himself. Up the middle across the 30 to the 25. Is hit from behind inside the 20, stays on his feet. Still on his feet down to about the 17-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 18 for Deans, and it'll be an Artesia first down. They're 14th of the ball game. 11 different Bulldogs have run the ball tonight.
Amazing.
6 of them have caught passes. So they are just a running machine here late. They're normally a passing team, but now they're just running the ball, keeping it on the ground. 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line, make it the 16-yard line. Inside Lovington territory. Coming up to the line with 3, with 2, with 1. I don't think they're going to get it off. Yep, they do. And the ball is loose on the turf as Deans is going to fall on it. They had to rush to get that one up. They got just a little bit lackadaisical. Carrasco and Ochoa both in the neighborhood. So Deans, it'll go into the book as a loss of 2. And Ochoa will get the sack. Ochoa and Carrasco. 2nd down and 12. Second and 12 for Artesia. Again, they're just going to take as much time as they can. They're in a running clock situation, so nothing the Cats can do. They got 3 timeouts. I don't think they'll be using them. Deans from the shotgun. As always, a 4-receiver set. Send a man in motion. They will hand it off to the motion man, and they sniff it out that time and chop down the runner. That was Solomon that time. He's going to be behind the line and lose 4 yards. And so it'll be a 3rd down now and 14 for the Bulldogs. Of course, they can run this one down to about 90 seconds to go before they have to snap it. As the Cats continue they're ready to go, but Artesia, again, going to take just as much time as they can. Going to try and punch one more in with their backups in the ball game. And you can't fault Coach Maupin for putting them in for mop-up duty. Never know when you might need them. Dean with the wide receiver screen and incomplete. So Dean's, his first pass attempt is no good. And so now it'll be 4th down and 13, and there is 90 seconds to go in the ball game. Artesia can get this one all the way down to 50 seconds or so before they have to snap it again. 4th and 13. 4th and 14, somewhere in that neighborhood. And Artesia looks like they may send out the field goal unit here with 1 minute to go. I've got to think maybe they're sending out Greathouse to attempt. Looks like it would be about a 35-yard field goal from the far hash mark. Yep, they're going to do it. But I bet, as long as they're going to call a timeout as the clock moves down to 50 seconds remaining in the ball game. They do have the field goal unit at least threatening to come on. We'll just keep it right here. Say a big thank you to Now Pharmacy, Devon Energy, Lovington Auto Supply, the Lovington Schools, Eunice Pump and Supply, Bob's Thriftway, Lee County Electric Cooperative, Man Welding, and Stone Oilfield Services. Of course, don't forget your Now Pharmacy postgame show coming up, as well as our Bob's Thriftway coaches conversation with Coach G. Some positives to take. You're you're going to have another loss in the column, go to 0-6 on the season, but a lot of positives, I think, that the Cats will be able to take out of this tonight, Dawn.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they had a whale of a first quarter, pretty solid first half, and that's what you're going to look at. But you're going to look at the lessons that you can take from, this second half.
Great House on to attempt what will be a 37-yard field goal for Artesia with 50 seconds remaining in the ball game. So the 37-yard attempt as Estrada will spot it at the 27. Snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up. It's got the distance, and it is good. So the 37-yard field goal is Estrada, rather Greathouse, has now officially pretty much done it all tonight. A 37-yard field goal. He's run touchdowns. He's caught touchdowns. And now he's kicked a field goal. You don't see that often, but it's a weapon that can come in handy. Sometimes we'll just keep it right here. I think sometimes that gets forgotten a little bit in the high school game.
Yeah, you don't see it as much anymore. I mean, they just there's not a lot of emphasis on that.
No, there's not. It's it hadn't been in quite a long time.
But when you have such a versatile athlete like you do in Great House, it's nice to let him use those gifts that he has, and you benefit from that as a team.
Oh yeah, I know for years the actual world record for a field goal was actually by a high school kid in Odessa who kicked it 1 yard longer than the Denver Broncos kicker back in the 60s or 70s that had done it. Of course, that record has since been shattered, but
sure.
So we will have another kickoff as that one is going to be booted away. A high end over-ender as Cardenas gets it at the 17, brings it to the 20, 25, and will step out at the 30-yard line. First down and 10 for the Cats. So one, maybe two more plays for Lovington. As they're going to go out and gamely keep fighting. They've executed their game plan pretty much to perfection in the first half as timeout taken by the Cats to maintain a little time.
Yeah, they just stalled out offensively on a couple 3 drives and really close.
And Artesia, to their credit, made some adjustments that threw the Cats off of their game plan. Of course, Sun Tzu, the strategist of China, says, of course, the best plan never survives first contact with the enemy. As Aranda with it, has time. Now he's going to roll right side, being pressured, lets it fly and trying to get a man, and it is caught as out across there is Adam Sanchez. So Sanchez going to catch it out at the 40. See where they're going to spot it. They're going to put it at the 41. So an 11-yard catch for Sanchez and move the chains. First down, Cats. 87 yards. Throwing the ball for Aranda. They will take the timeout with 13 seconds to go. Again, we'll just keep it right here. Of course, our next home game will be when district is underway. We'll have Albuquerque Academy here in 4 weeks.
And that's the only district game that the home district game that Lovington will see.
And it is the final home game of the season. So
you got to figure that's going to be senior night, probably.
Yeah, I would think so. We'll talk more, of course, next week about what it's going to take for the Cats to get into the playoffs. I mean, we could potentially see a playoff game here because, we've talked about it. We'll keep talking about it. But, yeah, this has been a murderer's row of a pre-district schedule for the Cats as they'll fall to 0-6 tonight. So first and 10 for Lovington, trailing 53-15. Miranda from the shotgun. Good snap. Ashton with it. Has time. Going to come near side. Is pressured. Steps back. Lets it fly. Trying to get it to Olguin, and it is just thrown short. As Olguin, I think, got
Gonzalez
turned around.
Both down here.
And that will do it as the Wildcats are going to fall tonight to the Artesia Bulldogs 53-15. We'll take a 3-minute timeout. Come back with your Now Pharmacy postgame show. This is Wildcat Football on Z94 KZOR. Coach G calls a timeout right as the ball hits the turf. So 1 second remaining in the ball game. So hold everything. Won't change the result of the ball game. Lovington's still going to fall to 0-6, but they have got the opportunity, and I think they will be going for the end zone. Quads to the right, one to the left. Aranda by himself in the shotgun. High snap. Ashton going to throw it, and that one is going to skip in off the turf. Incomplete to Olguin. I think the throw got rushed a little bit. So that will do it. Our final score tonight here at Wildcat Stadium. Artesia 53, Lovington 15. We'll be back with your Now Pharmacy Wildcat postgame show in 3 minutes, I promise this time, here on Z94 KZOR and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. And welcome to your Now Pharmacy postgame show from Wildcat Stadium. Of course, brought to you by our friends at Now Pharmacy, your good neighbor pharmacy at 122 West Adams, right here in Lovington. Proud supporters for over 70 years of Wildcat athletics. As the Cats tonight fall to 0-6, Artesia takes it to them in the second half. 53-15 is the final score. Lovington held out of the end zone in the second half. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the numbers in this one. We will start with Artesia. Their quarterbacks led by Nia Estrada. They had 3 quarterbacks attempt passes tonight, but they go a combined 16-21 for 306 yards, 4 touchdowns, and no interceptions. Jarrett, Estrada threw 3 of those touchdowns. Jarrett threw the 4th one. Leading receiver tonight, Peyton Greathouse, 8 catches, 219 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The other 2 touchdowns came to Jonathan Duran and Caden Joy. On the ground tonight, a lot of Bulldogs carrying the football. Greathouse, their leading rusher tonight, 3 carries, 90 yards, and a touchdown. Nick Sanchez, 1 carry, 79 yards, and a touchdown. Zuniga, 1 carry, 42 yards for a touchdown. Jarrett with 39 yards. LaRoche, 6 carries, 26 yards. For the Bulldogs, if you're keeping up at home, though, that's 306 through the air. 336 is what their 11 different runners tonight compiled on the ground. So 306 through the air, 336 on the ground, 642 total yards. Yikes. Artesia was flagged in this one 7 times for 75 yards. They get 6 in the first, 23 in the second, 21 in the third, 3 in the fourth. That's how they get to their 53. For your Lovington Wildcats tonight, Ashton Aranda goes 12 of 28 for 87 yards. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Leading receiver tonight, Cesar Gonzalez, 5 catches, 28 yards. Actually, Alec Olpin, the leading receiver, 3 catches, 30 yards. So 87 yards cumulatively through the air for the Wildcats. On the ground, on Dallas Cardenas leads the way. He has 14 carries for 71 yards. Ashton Aranda, 12 carries, 42 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns for Ashton. He was sacked twice in the ball game. Cameron Ochoa with 6 carries, 21 yards. Ryan Weiser, 2 carries, 15 yards. So it is 87 through the air, 149 on the ground, 236 total yards tonight for your Wildcats. They were penalized 6 times for 60 yards, 7 in the first, 8 in the second, and no points at all in the second half, in the third or the fourth. As we get ready for your Bob's Thriftway coaches conversation, 53-15, the final score tonight as the Wildcats fall to 0-6, getting ready to take on Santa Fe High 1 week from tonight in Santa Fe. Of course, we will be there as the Cats take on the 6A Demons for their final pre-district tune-up. Of course, pre-district or district begins in 2 weeks. So our Bob's Thriftway coaches conversation. Here's Dawn Morgan.
All right, really good first quarter, really tough, came out on fire, executed your game plan solid second quarter too, and then from there kind of went south. But what did you say to the team in the huddle just now, and then what do you say about the game that you saw?
You know, I mean, we just got done playing the number 3 ranked team in Class 5A. I mean, they're a good football team, you know, and it's been the same thing week in and week out. You know, our challenge to our football team was, and what's happened the past is we come out offensively and defensively, and we're sharp, and then we kind of peter off, and then we're good in the second quarter, late in the second quarter, and then we're kind of stale in the third quarter. So my challenge to the team was at the beginning of the game, start fast, maintain our speed, hold on to the football. I'm proud of what we did offensively.
Great offensive possession.
You know, I think what ended up happening in the second half is we just got wore down. You know, I mean, again, you're playing another football team that's got fresh guys.
71 players on their roster.
Yes, yeah, so, I mean, at the end of the day, they battled, you know, and so I'm proud of our football team. I thought we came in and played a really good football team as hard as we possibly could. Moving forward, we got to learn from it tomorrow and get ready to go because we're playing another Class 6A opponent next week. We'll be on the road, which is the first time in a long time that we've been on the road. But we got to get on the road and play a really big football team, and then we get into the bye. And so that's going to be the biggest challenge is going into the bye week. We got to make sure that we want to win, you know, going into the bye to have a little bit of momentum, and then we start district play.
Another great momentum to carry through the bye week and then come out and then their final polish and tune-up before the district. So Santa Fe, next Friday night, what's the game plan?
Well, they're not like this football team right here. So there are a lot of formations. They try to run the football. They had their bye week this week, and so they're going to have a chance to get healthy and be fresh. You know, biggest thing is we got to be able to stop the run. They're in the second half. That's what we struggled with. And again, I think our fatigue kind of got to us with their fresh guys in the game. So biggest thing is we got to do a good job of shutting down the run. They use multiple formations, utilize a fullback, going to try to cram it in a phone booth. And so we got to do a great job of stopping the run.
All right. Well, we'll be there with you next Friday. But again, you know, it's good to have everybody back on field. Nice to have the kicker back.
Yep.
And it felt good to get the band back together again.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're missing one key component tonight, DeMarcus Thompson. Was out tonight, you know, and so that, you know, we had to move some guys around. But on Dallas Cardenas, he stepped in defensively and helped us out big time. Hagan Lizardo did as well. So it's been a great opportunity. I mean, I don't want those guys getting hurt. That's the last thing that I want to have happen. And it's nothing serious with DeMarcus.
But you want to keep it from being more serious.
Sure, absolutely. And so it's given us the ability to use some different guys in some different spots, get those guys experience, and that's going to help us moving forward.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, good luck. Thanks for talking with us. We'll see you Friday.
All right. Thank you, Don. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Coach.
All right, thank you very much, Coach G, our Bob's Thriftway Coaches Conversation. Of course, we can't say thank you enough to Coach G, always being very gracious with his time after the ball game, win or lose. We definitely do appreciate that. So, well, we've said pretty much all we can say about this one tonight. The Cats came out on fire, but just too much Artesia in the end as the Bulldogs get the victory tonight by a final score of 53-15. Next Friday night, be sure you join us here on Z94 KZOR and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. We'll be live from the state capital, Santa Fe High School, as the Cats will take on the Demons in their final pre-district tune-up. So with that, my friends, we will put a wrap on this one. 53-15, Artesia gets the win over your Lovington Wildcats. For Max Carranza and Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing, for Dawn Morgan on the blue turf at Brian Urlacher Field, I'm TJ Miracle saying so long from Wildcat Stadium. This has been an exclusive presentation of Walmart Digital and Z94 KZOR Sports. Good night, everybody. Have a great weekend.